Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Kaiju Weekly, the weekly podcast talking about giant monster movies and the wide world of giant monsters. I'm your host, Elijah, not Travis or Michael, and joining me, as always, Mr. Shameless Self-Promotion himself, Mr.
Nathan Marchand, you got to say it right. It's shameless self-promotion. Come on.
Yes, I'm
We
sorry,
just
I'm
recorded the
sorry.
other day.
I'm sorry, Nathan. I'll do better next time. And
Do
joining me,
better.
as always, Mr. Eat Them All, Mr. Puppeteer Dude, Mr. The Man of Many Talents, Mr. So for anybody who can't understand, that's Lord Tyrannus.
Lord Tyrannus.
The earth is ours!
Hey!
You will rule the day that you tried to go up against Lord Tyrannus! I've got a lot of emphysema cooking right now. Hang on. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Well, that's enough of that. Hi, everyone. If you just kidding, it really wasn't Lord Tyrannus. It was me, a human, the whole time.
What?
I know.
Nani?
You know, I literally came up with that entire thing during the countdown. I did not plan on any of that.
Oh, of course, we can tell.
No, I mean, it's
We can
easy to tell.
But, see, but this is the kind of shenanigans people are getting this week because the cats are away and we three mice are about to play.
No,
Just-
we're gonna be restrained. We're gonna be good. We're not gonna have
Says
any.
Dino Puppet Man.
Yes. Oh, by the way, for the audio listeners, I did have a puppet Tyrannosaur in front of the screen during that. I have not taken leave of my set. Well, maybe I have. I don't know. We'll see.
It looked like one of those little. Oh, what is it? You know it's a stick with a horse head on the end.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
that is meant for a child to pretend to ride like a cowboy.
Basically, it was given to me as a gag gift by a family member years and years ago because they were like, "We saw this and it's stupid, and we thought of you." And I was, "Thanks, Mom." But no, I still have it to this day. So after all, I finally have a use for it now. This is the one time.
Oh,
There's the
crashing
one time.
streams.
Yes, crashing streams as
Lord Tyrannus!
and now I can't talk, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Shout out to Larry here. Thank you, Hobby Horse. Larry
Hobby
Layton,
Horse,
thank
that's
you.
what it
Hobby
is.
Horse, that's what
Hobby
those are
Horse.
called.
And going off of that, I think we should, as always, welcome our lovely listeners.
Yo,
Adrian! Hey, what's
Adrian.
up?
I
Let's see,
will
who
refrain
else-
from obvious joke.
Yeah, please
who
do.
else do we have? We got Helmy. What's up, Helmy?
Tell me, hey.
We got Facebook
Man.
user. If you tell us your name, we can say. But right now, it's just telling us Facebook user. But
Sounds
I
like they need a
don't-
doctor.
Yeah, StreamYard needs to fix that because that's a little bit goofy.
But yeah, we are here once again to deliver whatever news we have. But before we dive into the news, we have a little news for Kaiju Ramen. And Danny, I believe you have something to read off for us.
I do. Would I find that? I would not find that on the main schedule. Where would I find this?
I believe you have the doc. You made the doc, if I recall
do.
correctly.
I do have it. I mean, it presumably somewhere it does exist. Yes. And I do have it up currently. I don't know what I'm not pulling it up right now on my phone. I don't know what you think you're looking at. I don't know what you think you're seeing, but I'm definitely not pulling it up. Hey, Aaron, what's up?
Hey,
I was
Aaron.
going to say, we'll just converse with the chat while you do that.
Please do.
Haha,
Please.
that rhymed.
Haha.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
Guess you guys.
Oh, for crying out loud with the kiss, you guys.
Sorry, I just published the Biolante episode, and that was the kind of shenanigans we were getting into on the MIFV.
Oh, that was a fun time. That was a fun time. If anybody has not listened to that episode yet, the latest Monster Island Film Vault, where the amazing Kim and some guy named me showed up on Monster Island to chit chat a little bit about a currently running Kickstarter campaign for a little short film called Erica that you all need to check out. I'll vamp about that later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about the source material.
Yes, yes, we were talking about the movie. We're talking about the movie itself. It's a good thing. And yeah, at long last, my Google Doc decided to load, so we are ready to go. We are ready
Alrighty,
to
so
go.
Danny, why don't you go ahead and get going, and then I'll give a little reveal for everybody.
Sounds like a plan. All right, everybody, are you strapped in? Here we go. For immediate release. I probably didn't need to read that part. The latest colossal issue of Kaiju Ramen magazine is stomping its way into the hands of giant monster fans this month. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this month, issue 10 will shine a spotlight on Godzilla's greatest foes, celebrating the titans and choice human opponents who gave the king of the monsters a run for his money. Issue 10's eclectic collection of articles includes a deep dive into the cultural symbolism of King Ghidorah, written by some guy on this stream. Not going to get specific, but it's the one who's pointing at himself. Listeners, audio listeners, you're welcome. Use the context clues. Also included, the real world science behind Rodan, a peek into the not always friendly relationship between Godzilla and Anguirus, an exploration of the Red Bamboo terrorist organization from Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, and a breakdown of every Godzilla clone the Big G has ever fought over the years. Also included in this is a retrospective on Destroy All Monsters, a peek at the Trendmasters Godzilla 1998 toy line, an interview with poet Donnie Winter. Please insert claps and applause here. Donnie is awesome. Yes, I want to hear it.
Right.
Yes, make it louder. There we go. Perfect. And yes, awesome. There it is.
There we go.
Kaiju Ramen's usual artist alley spotlight and mailbag. Sorry, mailbag. That's better. And more. Kaiju Ramen issue 10 will be available to pre-order digitally on kaijuramenmedia.com. Physical copies will also be sold, drum roll please, in a limited holographic cover edition. One more time for anybody who might not have heard that over the stampeding of elephants, a limited holographic cover edition. Next Sunday, it is coming. There you go.
Mhm. I would just like to say that this issue has one of my favorite article titles. Surf Nazis Must Die.
Yes, yes, I like that a lot. Which is a reference. It is a reference, but it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, issue 10, it's a coming, and I'm particularly jazzed about the holographic cover.
Yes. Yeah.
The holo cover is cool. The cover for this thing, which we just showed off, and audio listeners, it can be found online now. It is out there. You can see it. Go to kaijuramenmedia.com. Oh, that cover is so good. Oh,
Yeah.
that cover is so
For the
beautiful.
audio listeners, it is the cover is of what is there
Concept
an official name for this?
Concept Ghidorah. It's
It's
Concept
Concept
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah, which is, I guess you could say, rainbow colored.
Yeah, he's kind
Yes.
of it's the one with the bluer scales and the more rainbow wing pattern. You've seen it. It's been replicated in toys and model kits and such like that before. It's
Mhm.
And
it's pretty
posters.
well known. And yes,
Posters,
yes,
yeah.
and as well. This might be my new favorite representation of it though. This cover. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a thing to behold, and it's going to look even cooler in that super nifty holographic edition. So
Oh man.
I know
A
it's
hollow
perfect.
cover of this might be our best cover yet.
It's up there. I hasten to say best cover just because we've had nothing but talented folks working on all these covers.
Right.
I don't think I could pick a favorite, but I think this one's going to be special because of the combination of brilliant art and the holographic effect. So yes, if you're somebody, and I always recommend getting the physical copies of these things. Because if the holographic cover is not an incentive to do it, then I don't know what is. But Kaiju Ramen looks good on a shelf, or if you're like me, stacked on a coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This is true. Really quick, going into the chat a little bit. Gamera Sith, is the cast going? Yes, it is. We are live. We've been live for about 10 minutes now.
yes.
And then again with the highlight of that amazing title for that article.
Yes,
Or is
indeed.
it a subtitle technically?
No, it's
That is
the
that's the actual
subtitle?
title. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
And then Adrian says that's awesome. Got to have holographics.
Yes.
Amazing. And then Helmy asks, will you guys be doing another compendium like the last Kickstarter? That's still up in the air. We'll see what happens. Just to say this, Volume 1 was a big project, it was a big undertaking.
Yeah.
So we'll
really,
see.
really big
We'll-
undertaking.
We'll see what happens. No promises, but
Fingers
we'll
crossed,
do
though.
we'll do whatever we can do. That's what we can promise is we will do whatever we can do.
There you go.
And then Aaron also says they'd like another compendium.
Yeah.
Thick omnibus style compilations are cool, and I agree. I love
Mhm.
stuff like that. For all of my Godzilla comics, I always buy the trade paperbacks as well as the variants and the original covers, just because I love having all of it. Like those
Mhm.
are amazing to have on bookshelves.
Mhm. Mhm. Gamera Sith, no, we do not have any more physical copies of Volume 1. We sold our remaining stock of those at AMA back in May.
Yes, I believe they went for second day. They completely
Yeah, they were
sold out
gone. Yeah, they were
Saturday.
gone by the second day.
So, with that being said, I just to highlight one more time this beautiful cover art.
What was
So
the name
good.
of the cover artist?
I'm trying to remember her. Mars. Mars
Yes.
is her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
I just
trying
wanted to
to-
make sure we're gushing over the cover, but we should mention the name of the artist.
Absolutely.
At
Absolutely.
Mars_ATAX attacks. She has some beautiful art.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
beautiful art.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I can't get over how stunning this piece is. I watched it be created. I saw updates on it as it progressed, and I just couldn't believe how gorgeous it was getting as things went on. I didn't know what color it was going to be either, because I saw the pencil versions and I was like, oh, it's a really beautiful King Ghidorah. And then it was the concept version, and that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, looking at this, I'm having one of those moments where I almost wish that they had gone with this, but I don't know. Ghidorah is always going to be golden in my mind.
True, but it's a very cool nonetheless. I think this cover art's very, very cool. Now, I gotta ask, and I mean, if you guys want to try and answer at the same time, go ahead. But I'm one thing I really like about Ghidorah is the sounds that Ghidorah makes, and I feel like that's relevant to this podcast. And if somebody could please remind me as to why the sound that Ghidorah makes is important, I would love to hear that.
Cue the beady beady. Sorry, Danny, I robbed you. I was hoping we'd do it at the same time.
I got part of a syllable out. I got
You
part
could
of
have kept going.
No, I could have, but you were so loud and it scared me, and I just went, yeah,
Oh,
right.
Okay, fine. Danny, get yours out.
Cue the beady beady. There it is. I'm so happy.
Double beady beady.
That's right.
A double beady beady.
2 beady beadies for the price of 1 in 1 stream. You're very lucky. I'm gonna
Now-
snap out of that voice. Ooh.
While as we start to transition in, before we jump in, hello, Jose. And then Aaron posts, by the way, I love how you guys use community artists for the covers. Gotta love the support. We want to always make sure that we are representing the fandom, because the fandom is a beautiful place full of a wide variety of people and styles and opinions, and that is honestly one of the most beautiful things of this fandom. So we like to showcase that with our artist alley and with our cover art and our articles. We just that's our goal. That's our goal, to bring a decent representation. I don't know if it's the best yet, because I think that the best has yet to happen.
I thought the best representation was how Zillafoot symbolized the Godzilla community. Yeah.
That's a great,
which you guys should know because you were both in it.
Yes. The Power Chamber podcast posts the BD 2 for what a deal. Yes. It's a very special day, in fact.
Yes.
Now, I hate to bring us down right away, but let's go ahead into our top story here. It is kind of a sad day. There was some news that was broke that Latitude Zero actress Linda Haynes passed away at the age of 75. This I I want to talk about her filmography a bit just so we can establish her, but this was really saddening to hear. She, I believe, was the actually the last American actor on that film to survive. Peggy Neal passed away. George Romero passed away.
You mean Caesar Romero?
Or Caesar Romero. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
George
sorry.
Romero made zombie movies.
Right, but he passed away too. In all fairness,
Yeah,
but,
he's not around
but
anymore either.
nonetheless, I think she was our last American actor or actress
I
from
think she might have been. Yeah.
So I want to open the floor here a bit. The one thing I'm going to bring up is Latitude Zero was her first film. That was her debut movie. And she actually went on to do some really cool things following that. Some really cool films. I remember going through her filmography and being surprised how cool some of the stuff she did was. And I'm sure you guys have comments on that, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Whoever wants to talk about this first, go right on ahead.
Well, I'll just say that it's always sad when a familiar face from one of these films passes, and just considering how much time has elapsed now between the production of those films and today, that number of people goes up every year. It feels like I feel like every year, and it might just be a perception thing, because obviously every year people that we care about from this genre end up not being with us anymore. But I feel like that list, it just gets more brutal every year. It gets longer, and people from the golden age are starting to disappear. And Linda Haynes was um, an interesting presence in that film. Again, like you said, Latitude Zero was her first film. She went on to have a pretty, like, not extensive, but because she ended up being she left acting eventually, and what did she end up doing? She became not a lawyer, it was something else. But she ended up leaving. I will double check that, but she ended up leaving acting. But before she left acting, she was in Rolling Thunder. She ended up in Rolling Thunder, which was really, really cool. Drowning Pool, which I've never seen. I have a handful of movies that she was in that I do need to track down and actually watch. But she ended up having a pretty decent career after this, and this was her first movie. This was her first one, Latitude Zero, and she didn't have the biggest role in the movie, but it was still a memorable role, and she got to hang out with Akira Takarada and Joseph Cotton.
And Caesar Romero.
And Caesar Romero. Well, they weren't really on screen that much together.
No.
I don't think they were ever on screen at all. No, she didn't. They weren't on screen at all together.
True.
But I don't know if they all hung out or not. But like, at least on camera, she got to hang out with Richard Jekyll and not Caesar Romero, Joseph Cotton. It's cool stuff. Had to have been an interesting first acting experience, being on a set where, even though it was bilingual, the director was Japanese. The crew, most of the cast was Japanese. I would have been interested to hear, like, in person. I know she's done interviews. I know there are interviews out there where she was asked about that stuff. But I would have loved to have heard her tell those stories in person at G-Fest, for example. That would have been cool. But I'll just wrap up by saying that it's always sad to see people like that that we recognize from those movies. You wake up one morning and you get the news that they're gone, and she's been gone almost a month, and the news just broke.
It's almost like when one of the Japanese stars dies and they don't tell people for a month unless you're Akira Takarada, and then someone opens their big mouth.
Yeah, someone leaks it like a jerk. Yeah.
It doesn't give the family a little bit of time to process things. But this is why I always tell people, if you have an opportunity to meet somebody who worked on any of these older movies, I don't care if it's Tokusatsu or something else, take the opportunity. Good Lord. I got to meet Carrie Fisher in 2015, and then I think 2 years later she was dead. You know, you talked about you got to meet Kawakita, and 6 months later he was dead.
Yeah, that was really impactful for me. I had a moment where I got to basically sit with him and chat with him and thank him. And who would have guessed that a handful of months after that December, he'd be gone, you
Mhm.
know? And even in cases where it isn't that immediate, Nate, you're 100% right. Take the opportunity to meet these people at conventions if you're able to, if you have the desire to. Um, it's also good to know that people like her, and obviously people like Kawakita, Takarada, they were interviewed extensively. And to me, it's twofold, or threefold really, because to me, talking to these amazing people and getting their stories down on paper so they're preserved, and so that their perspective is able to be shared with people who will be born into a world where they're already gone. That's important. Getting a chance to meet them if you can and thank them for what they've done for your life, that's important. And the third aspect of that for me is that they know that they're cared about, that their work left an impact. I mean, I wonder how often Miss Haynes thought of this weird Japanese movie with lion brain transplants and Cesar Romero and thigh-high boots. Like, how often did she think about that all those years later? Did she
And
ever?
Batman.
Yes, and Batman. In Cesar Romero and not Cesar. I did it again. Joseph Cotton in a sparkly gold outfit. Like, I mean, she probably thought of it, but I don't know. Did it ever occur to her that there's a huge fan base for that kind of thing, and that people would have cheered for her if she'd showed up to a convention? You never know. So the more people who we can prove that to in the time that they have on this planet, that's important to me. And I imagine to most people as well. So where Miss Haynes, wherever you are out there, I hope you know that you're missed, and that we were
Mhm.
Haynes, and that we respect what you did.
Mm-hmm. And I would say if you can track down a copy of Latitude Zero, which was released by Media Blasters like 15 years ago, but you can
Yeah.
still get the DVD at a half decent price, which
About $30.
yeah, which just shocks
good.
me.
It
Really does shock me.
Tokyo shocks you.
Yeah, it Tokyo shocks me. Yes, yeah, because that was the imprint.
That's
Yeah,
so bad.
so
What was I thinking?
it's an interesting Toho film because it's bilingual, because it was meant to be released in the United States, and it's got a very interesting history
Right.
on
And
it.
real quick, I hate to interject, Nathan, but we have some comments here, and if anybody would like to comment their thoughts or
Mhm.
their memories of Linda Haynes, or just their thoughts on Latitude Zero as we keep going, like, go right on ahead. Helmy said just caught that movie last weekend. Rolf, that movie was a trip. It's a fun, it's crazy. It's late 60s show of fun. Michael Hamilton, co-creator of Kaiju Ramen Media, said watch Latitude Zero not too long ago. It's an unappreciated gem.
Agreed.
It's a strange one. If you're
I
used
love it.
to the
I love that
to the
movie.
other Showa Toho films, it's
Well,
a trip.
it would have ended up being Honda's last Showa film
No,
before Terror.
Space Amoeba.
Space Amoeba. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did All Monsters Attack, and then he did Latitude Zero, and then it was Space Amoeba, and then right? Am I incorrect?
No, that's right.
with
I mean, because Latitude Zero had an exorbitant budget on it, and it was being co-produced with an American company, and then they backed out. And so Toho had to foot the bill for the rest of the effects, which is one of the reasons All Monsters Attack had to have the stock footage treatment. So Honda was doing both of those things, and one affected the other. And then after that, he did Space Amoeba after Tsuburaya had passed, and it's just like I'm done. Like I gotta back out of this. And of course, after that, he did Return of Ultraman, Mirror Man, stuff like that, Zone Fighter. But that was kind of it. Like it was one of the last special effects films he did in general. He did like special effects projects. I want to say he did less than a dozen after that.
right?
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate.
Oh yeah. on a number of levels.
We have Gamera Sif saying, "I remember it being quite the crack job, but it's been almost 40 years since I watched it.
Ooh,
Maybe it's
time.
worth a rewatch. Maybe it's
It's
worth
time.
a rewatch."
Get the DVD, man. Get the DVD. Have it preserved in your collection forever. It's a 2-disc set with the American. It's weird because it's
It
one
was
of the only.
originally filmed in English.
It was filmed in English. So
Yeah,
you're
you
gonna,
get to hear Akira Takarada speak English.
So it's an unusual case where the versions on the disc are the original English language version and the Japanese version, the Japanese dubbed version with English subtitles. They had to dub it into Japanese because
It's
it was
a
shot
rare
on set.
reversal.
A rare reversal. A rare reversal. Is that one word?
A
It
rare
should be.
reversal.
It's not, but it should be. Highly recommended.
Aaron
does Aaron say?
says, "I haven't seen Latitude yet, but Honda's non-Godzilla films are so underappreciated. Matango is one of the most surreal things I've seen."
Love me some Matango. All 3 of us are huge Matango people.
I mean, we did a panel presentation about it.
Yep, all 3 of us were there.
Yeah, at G Fest.
Yeah.
And Kevin Horn. We shouldn't ignore
Well,
Kevin.
the 3 of us were amongst the panelists.
Yes,
I'm not saying
yes.
we were the panel, but we were on it, which was pretty cool.
He's passed has hinted towards potential other outlets to watch Latitude Zero. We can't. I won't condone
No.
those memes.
Okay.
but
Okay. I'm going to give you people no excuse. I will find the DVD on
people.
Amazon right
Yes.
now.
Support the. It's worth like I know what you're talking about. But trust me, it is 200% worth having in your home library, because if it ever disappears from those alternative sources that were just intimated at, then you won't be able to watch it. So
Bam, in the chat.
there it is. There it is.
Oh my gosh! I keep getting jinxed with monsters with somebody in the chat. This is the 3rd time that we posted the same thing.
Somebody owes somebody a soda. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now-
you were going to say about the rest of her career, because I've looked at a couple of other things, and she, like Danny said, she didn't have an extensive.
And
career.
Danny, to answer what you questioned earlier, she was a legal secretary.
Legal secretary. Thank you. That's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, she disappeared from acting in 1980 and then was rediscovered by Quentin Tarantino in 1995.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty cool.
So if we've said about all we can say here, I think now is about as good of a time as always to transition into the movies and TV section of this show. Now, typically, this is where Brick Tamlin comes in and gives us the rundown. But Brick is not here this week. Brick went on vacation to Tahiti. He's currently drinking a pina colada, sitting in Trader Vic's. It's a tiny town in Tahiti that nobody knows about. I'm sure all of you are gonna miss Brick.
I know I do.
I'll make sure and message him and let him know that he's been dearly missed. And
man.
with no pressure, we're gonna have Nathan here with one of his 42 personalities.
My 42 personalities, yes.
One
specifically number 29, in case anybody was
wondering. He's going to try to successfully
I can't replace Brick. I mean, Brick is just too good at this. I'm sorry.
No, that dude was rock solid. Get it?
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Was it?
So, without further ado, Nathan.
Oh no! Is it solo mode?
That's
now?
not. That's not Nathan.
Wait, what?
How do you do this?
Hey,
what have you done?
On.
Dear God.
Hold on. How do you do this? Hang on. I figured it out.
Can you tell?
Figured it out. There we go.
Oh my gosh!
Why he's huge.
Yeah, huge. Huge. All right, here we go. The Meg 2, The Trench, does well at the box office with $256.9 million internationally. Opened in China, which helped the film's box office. Meg 2 director Ben Wheatley wants to helm The Meg 3. Midnight the Era continues to share BTS footage and images behind the scenes. We don't mean the K-pop band. Anime Matsuri is almost to a conclusion, and we have nothing to talk about from it. Rift Tracks announces the release of their commentary for the 1967 Shochiku Kaiju film, The X from Outer Space. Yeah. Speaking as someone who saw that at the theater at G-Fest, there were some humdinger lines when we saw it too. It's the only movie I can think of where someone literally saves a ship by plugging a hole with his butt. Anyway, in HD for the first time stateside, utilizes the AIP titles and credits, not in HD, uses the AIP dub of the film. The Whale God VHS is up for pre-order from SRS Cinema, also to coincide with the release of the official trailer. The official trailer release. Gamera Rebirth continues advertising with a making of featurette. Showed off some concept art dated for 2018. Gamera Rebirth is rated TVMA, which is the television equivalent of an R rating. Strap it yourselves in, folks. This ain't for kids. Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire had a test screening August 5th, 2023. Godzilla Fest 2023 revealed its poster. Also revealed was small details of the Jet Jaguar short. Also to come are details about the upcoming Godzilla movie. This week in YouTube releases for Godzilla Island, we have episode 45, The Birth of Hedorah, and episode 46, Target Mothra. Ultraman Blazar special episode, uncover the true identity of the giant creatures, and also the teaser trailer for episode 6, The Invading Aurora. By the way, this was a clip show. Volts V Legacy episodes 66 through 70 also released. Only 10 episodes left of this show. That is your news.
Back to you, Brick. Wait, no, Brick's in Tahiti. Never mind.
Good old Brick. So now, following suit.
You got to put Gamera's latest comment up on the screen. Shameless self-promotion in motion.
How is it shame? It's not shameless self-promotion.
I know, but that's your nickname now. We're just gonna call
shameless self-promotion.
Your name is now SSP.
SSP.
Yes.
There we go.
Wow.
Maybe we'll just call you P. Yeah, you know what? I don't really like that. Never mind. Okay. Now we get to pick our things, yes?
Yes. So since Nathan read them off, Danny, why don't you pick one of these to talk about, and we'll talk about that for a little bit, and then we'll go to Nathan and we'll end on me.
Well, I'm gonna throw some love in the direction of the Whale God VHS. Because not for any particularly like astonishing reason other than the fact that I just love the fact that there are still Kaiju VHS tapes coming out. I love that so much. Godzilla on VHS was how I discovered these films. The tail end of the VHS era, if you want to call it that. Video stores, or my local library really was where I got most of them, and my local Media Play, if anybody remembers Media Play. So having those movies to buy or rent on tape is so much a part of why I'm a fan of this stuff, that all these years later, the fact that SRS is putting out new and or classic kaiju films in the format just blows my mind.
I think they're the only ones still even producing VHS.
There are a few. I know a few years ago, Troma did some specialty VHS releases, but that was only because, the fans asked for it. Lloyd Kaufman is not a fan. He's like, it's terrible. I don't like VHS. It's grainy. Why wouldn't you want to watch it in Blu-ray? But all the fans were like, Toxic Avenger on VHS, brah. So they did it. Bruh. Yeah, that's what the average Troma fan sounds like, I assume. I don't
like
know.
Michael. Got it.
I don't think I've ever heard Michael use the word bra unironically. So, and it is BRAH, by the way. Don't at me. But the fact that the Whale God is coming out on VHS is really cool. I have every SRS VHS Kaiju movie that they've done. I have all of them, including the one I was in. Because
of course you do.
I couldn't resist. It was so silly. But yeah, I mean, it's actually right behind my camera. I'm looking at my VHS copies of War of the God Monsters, Nezra 1964, Monster Seafood Wars, Howl from Beyond the Fog, Budo Arrival, and Zillafoot right there. And then the Idol and the Rago and Raga movies are on the other side. I have them all. So they actually haven't done that for the last handful of kaiju
Right.
releases. And when they announced the Whale God on Blu-ray, and when they put it up for pre-order, I should say, and there was no associated VHS release with that, I assumed it wasn't coming because usually they do those things at the same time. But as of a couple days ago, it is available to pre-order on VHS, so I snapped it up immediately. Yes, it's super duper cool.
I
Did you-
just, I
was
just,
that?
I had not purchased it yet, so I just.
Oh, so
ordered
you
it.
you just did another
Hey!
for the second week in a row a
Hmm.
live purchase.
I do that a lot.
Excuse me.
More
Yeah,
than
there
I
you go.
should.
They have to make it a tradition now. I have to buy something before the stream's over. The so yes, another thing I should mention before moving on is that it's limited to 50 tapes. They're only making 50.
50.
So it's limited. So if you are
Wow.
an insane VHS person like I am, because again, I don't know what happened to the other 48, but I have one of them and Elijah does. So I don't know how many are left now.
I was waiting for you guys to buy the last two, just like last week.
No, I got mine day one. I don't mess around. Also, another cool thing, they do write the number of which one you got on the back of the
Oh,
tape.
okay.
I think one of mine might be number one. I think I might have been the first
Interesting.
pre-order on one of them.
Now,
But yeah,
I have to ask, what is the quality of these VHSs? As I've never watched an SRS VHS.
I believe it or not, have them I do. Have watched them I have not. I have not put
Likewise.
one. I have not put one on yet. Which is dumb because literally right behind me, audio listeners, you can't see what I'm doing, but the TV behind me right now has a built-in VCR, which is the only reason I have it. So I can watch it. I just haven't done it yet. I'll probably just maybe be Zillafoot.
Well, I'm just gonna
I'll check out
say
Zillafoot.
you've shared some interesting VHS experiences with Michael and I.
Yes, I am.
Because you found some interesting ones at AMA, and you're like, I don't know what this is, but I bought it because I must have all of them.
Yes, I have a big, for anybody who doesn't know, I guess I haven't talked about it that much on here, but I have a pretty sizable collection of Godzilla and or monster movie, kaiju movie, classic horror film VHS tapes. Most of them are Godzilla, other Toho monsters, Gamera stuff like that. Universal monsters. I'm trying to get all of those. I have almost all those. And when you dig through piles of tapes at, Goodwills and yard sales and antique stores and conventions, you find weird things that don't make a lot of sense. And at AMA, and I'll keep this brief, I found a space amoeba, or Yogg monster from space, as it was called on the tape, and it was weird because I pulled the tape out and it was bright blue. The plastic was cast in bright blue, and the label was like askew, and it almost looked like it was put there after the fact. And I purchased this thing because the cover was immaculate, and I actually display my tapes cover out like an album collection, like a video store. I basically have a little video store display I built in my my kitchen because my goal in life is apparently to die alone. So I built a VHS display in my kitchen. What are you gonna do? So yes, my nerdy VHS shrine. And so I displayed the covers out, and the cover was great on this thing. So I figured, what the heck? But then I brought it home and decided, you know what? I need to test out this tape because there were two different. This is getting into the weeds, but there are two different VHS releases of Space Amoeba in the United States. The tapes are ostensibly identical, or like the film on the tape is identical, but the tapes themselves are a little different. The covers are different, two different companies. And I thought either somebody put the wrong company's tape into the wrong company's cover and mismatched them, or I got the right cover and the movie inside is mislabeled, and I'm going to put it in and it'll be like something horrible, like something just horrific. It'll be like something,
and then you'll die 6 days later.
yeah, exactly. Like
Seven
7 days
Get your
later.
J horror right, Nathan.
Like there was a good chance I was either going to find somebody's like home movie or something with long black hair was going to crawl out of the screen at me. And it turns out I played it, terrified of what I was going to find, and Space Amoeba started. So it was okay. But you get some weird things every once in a while collecting tapes.
The Power Chamber podcast says, I definitely feel that. Just last year, I walked into a thrift store and walked out with the first set of the Star Wars trilogy sold as a box set, pre-special edition.
I have that set. I have that set.
That's really cool.
I still
Bye,
walk
Aaron.
it.
Yes, Aaron's logging off. Thanks for stopping by, Aaron. It was great to see you, and hope you have a great night.
Have a great night, man. Thanks for joining us. But anyway, that's my jam. I've talked longer about that than I thought I would.
Yeah, well, it's you, so
well,
it doesn't surprise me.
I need to. So Danny, how many? So Rigo Riga, Zilla.
Are you gonna go buy all the rest?
Whale God. I'm trying to. So I'm a little behind. I don't.
Okay.
I know I don't have the Idol. I don't.
Are you talking
have
about just the titles in general, or just
that
VHS?
No,
He's-
VHSs.
He's looking for a checklist.
Yes.
Off the top of my head, aside from the 3 Rego Riga films and the Idol off the top of my head, I can tell you just looking at because the rest of my tapes are on the other side and I can't see them. But War of the God Monsters has a
I
tape.
have that one.
Howl from Beyond the Fog has a
I
tape.
don't have that one, but I know that'll be impossible to locate now.
Yeah, it's sold out by now. Monster Seafood Wars.
I do have that one. I have that one.
If you don't have
Wait a minute. I just went to the SRS store. I
Okay.
went to their Kaiju Tokusatsu section.
Whale
and had it
God's not
fil-
in there.
And I well, no, I had it filtered by VHS, and the only thing it's listing is Whale God.
the other ones are probably all gone though, then I guess. Because I mean, just for the sake of trying to track them all down, do you have Zillafoot on tape?
Of course.
I was going to say you have to.
I bought that one.
Nezera and Buddha Arrival also.
Okay, I don't have either of those. Helmy has the Howl from Beyond and War of the God Monsters VHS tapes too.
Nice, Helmy, nice. So I think there are a dozen. Oh, Conga TNT. I just remembered Conga.
I have
TNT
Conga
has them.
TNT.
Yes.
I did buy that one
I can't
somehow.
see. I can't see beyond my wall. It's right there, and it's so
I
frustrating.
know Attack of the Giant Teacher has one.
Yes, that's the other one I was trying to think of. Thank you. Yeah, Attack the Giant Teacher. Honestly, the first 2 years worth of releases they did all had corresponding tapes. So I don't remember when they stopped doing it consistently. I don't remember. I think it was.
I'm
I think
cycling
Octena.
through all the pages just to
God
see if I can-
Riga versus King Oga. That's
Yep.
another one that
All
had
three.
it.
All 3 have tapes. I think Octena was the first one that did not have a tape, if I'm remembering correctly. If I'm remembering correctly. I can't talk.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not finding. I'm finding DVDs. I'm finding things like the T-shirts and stuff, but I'm not finding the tapes.
Yeah, I think because they sell out pretty quick. They don't usually do extra runs of those. But yeah.
Well, there you go, Elijah. You can have a Dragon Lizard Lord Super Monsters mouse pad.
Line.
And a Dragon Lizard Lord Super Monster Spiral Notebook.
Dang,
Or
you know what?
we could talk about another news subject, Nathan. We could
do that. That's another thing
I'm discovering products that I didn't know were the SRS sold.
Are you
What
engaging in shameless self-promotion for
how-
somebody
how-
who's not you? Are you
Yes.
promoting SRS right now?
Are
Yes.
you okay?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
fine?
I'm
you
fine
feeling
now. I'm
all right?
fine. I'm fine.
Do I
I'm
need
fine.
to get
How
the
are you?
squeaky hammer? The
So
squeaky hammer is ready to go.
Nathan, why don't you delve into something that you learned recently that was breaking news?
Yes. As much as I want to talk about, even though there's not a whole lot to say about the Gamma Rebirth stuff, I'm going to pick the one other thing that I know Elijah won't pick, but I know Danny would have picked, and that's Rift Tracks and X from Outer Space.
I was going to bring that up because of one major thing that I'm concerned about.
What's that?
Criterion holds the license to this.
Mhm.
So
I have
how
the
did
cr- I
Rift
have
Tracks get it? And how did Rift Tracks get the AIP titles and credits and the dub when that was never offered to Criterion?
How old's the Criterion deal? I feel like that Eclipse set came out like 10 years ago or more now, right?
And
It
it
was like
doesn't have
2012.
the.
Yeah.
It doesn't include the.
It has the
it's just the Japanese
international
version.
Yeah. No, it has the
So-
international language track.
Really?
Mhm.
As the international English language track, but no AIP dub.
Oh,
And-
okay.
And this is the HD transfer. So this is a brand new transfer.
Which means there might be more X stuff cooking in the background that we don't know about.
Right.
They did
Now,
the same thing. They did the same thing with Mothra when Rifttrax did a live Mothra show a handful of years ago. I mean, but that one's not as weird because Sony, you can just go and get the dub and with the English title card and all that stuff right from them, and it's fine. Although you can't, like, the DVDs and Blu-rays don't have the title cards now. It's all subbed, and it's just the audio track that's different. But oh gosh, I don't remember if Mothra did have the English title cards. Now that I think about it, for the Rifttrax version, it doesn't matter.
Unfortunately, I missed that one, so I don't know.
It's so good. Anyway, we're off topic. So Elijah, what do you think is cooking here?
So first of all, I need some clarification. Does Rifttrax do official licensing?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes. There have been points where they've had the license for something and then they had to remove it from their store because the license expired. I'm thinking of the Superior Megaforce, Danny. They had that for a while, then they took it down, and now they've not the full video version. They've put the commentary back up.
And the commentaries are fair use, so you can't, like, all you're doing is downloading
it's their
something,
material.
and it's their material. They're not using anything visual from the film, so the commentaries are fine. But whenever they use video, I get fascinated. A few years ago, they did Attack from Space, the Starman movie, but the status of those in the United States is a little bit nebulous. But when they do something like, oh gosh, they did. Let's just use this one as an example. They would have obviously had to clear rights in order to have, because they could have just done an audio commentary, and they would put, and usually they put a little disclaimer in there that says, "Go get the DVD from Criterion and sync it up," and it would be the international version. But they would have had to have talked to rights holders directly for this because they don't mess around with legalities.
Right.
So, I'm
And
fascinated.
there's a few things here to think about. So one, Criterion either it would either be Rifttrax went through Criterion and somehow got better materials than Criterion, or just cared enough to get better materials because it seems like Criterion wasn't interested in reissuing those, or maybe somebody else has acquired the rights. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you there. I did post a link to the Rifttrax page for anyone who's interested, and I'll do a quick screen share here just to show you what they're offering. So I don't know if you can get it without the commentary.
No.
Probably not. Sometimes they do that. At least I know MST3K will do that. But you can get it for either $10.99 or $12.99, depending on if you want HD. And so HD in this case is 720p or higher.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one thing they did note that's worthy of note is the AIP titles clearly. So this is why it's weird. The AIP titles are not in HD. It's very obvious they go from crisp, clean transfers from dirty, not crisp, clean transfers to crisp and clean transfers. It's really weird. Like, so obviously that's something you would do if you're a fan, like putting together the film, right? Like if a fan was trying to recreate a version of the film, we've seen that many times in the fandom that they like have utilized different sources to create the original English version or whatever, and so something had to be done here with that. And we had a comment here from Wander This World 97. Riff Tracks also seems to have edited the movie down to 77 minutes. IMDb has the runtime at 89. And I'm wondering if that's because the AIP version is edited.
I was going to say.
Because it was.
I think the AIP version is shorter. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I feel like it's a shorter cut.
It probably is because I'm pretty sure by this point, AIP was only doing AITV for stuff like this. So it was probably shown in a 90-minute time slot, and to get about 20 minutes worth of credits, they would have to, or advertising, they'd have to find a way to cut the film down to do that.
I'm actually trying to confirm that right now.
So,
I don't see anything on it. I don't see anything on Wikipedia about that. I'll keep digging.
So I'm gonna guess that AIP. So the AIP dub is available on the Blu-ray disc for the Japanese release, which is very weird.
That's odd. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I would be curious to pick that up then.
Shochiku released the AIP dub on their Blu-ray in Japan, but not the DVD in America. So it could potentially be that Riff Tracks just licensed through Criterion and then went to Shochiku directly and tried to figure out how to do the version they wanted, or perhaps it's a case where somebody else has officially acquired the rights.
Okay, Wikizilla says that it was trimmed down from 88 to 86 minutes. And it says that they shortened the opening credits and deleted a sequence of newscasters from around the world.
It's also common practice for, and this goes all the way back to the Mystery Science Theater 3000 days. Most of the movies that they did were edited in some way. There's hardly a single Mystery Science Theater movie, even the public domain ones that had nothing to do with rights, that weren't trimmed just a little. I think some of the only ones that weren't trimmed or didn't have extensive trimming were the ones that were so short in terms of runtime already that they had to pad out the episode length with shorts. I'm thinking about,
I can think of one movie that they were actually required by the rights holder not to edit, and it's relevant to this show because it was Gamera versus Jiger.
Yep, Katakawa allowed them to do another Gamera movie after nearly 30 years, but the stipulation was that no cuts could be made. And they apparently weren't thrilled about that.
Yeah, he said that what made it a little challenging because there were long sequences where they're like, we need more jokes. We need more jokes.
That's where they would have trimmed it back in the day. So this entire X thing is fascinating. I'm going to be interested to see if anything else involving this film comes out. Maybe another licensor has stepped in. Maybe, I don't know, because I'd love to see the AIP version, that dub, get a standard release sans Riff Tracks. I'm happy to see that this version exists. I'm always happy to sit down and jam out to some Riff Tracks. I love those guys.
Yeah.
I'll be going to Rad next week. The ad there is on the left. I backed the Kickstarter for Rad, so I'm going to be going. It's the 17th. Yes. So that is this upcoming week.
Oh, their next Riff Tracks live?
Yep. It's like a, I don't even know how to describe it. We won't get into it. It's a tangent.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Would anyone like to watch the trailer for the Riff Tracks version?
I would not want to do that potentially for copyright reasons.
I would agree with that.
Just to avoid copyright. Just let people know, where can they watch the trailer? Is it on rifftracks.com?
It's on this is rifftracks.com, and I think they usually post these on their YouTube.
Okay. So if anybody wants to check them out, go to rifftracks.com. You can watch it there, or on their YouTube channel, Riff Tracks, and you can watch it from there.
Yes, we don't want the copyright gods to smite us, so we're not playing around. Elijah,
there's a few Tokusatsu and Tokusatsu adjacent titles on Riff Tracks right now, because they also have Attack of the Super Monsters, which is where I first saw the movie.
That's right. That's how you first saw it on Riff Tracks.
I did, yeah.
My lighting is being very weird. All right, Elijah, you're up. What has got your attention?
Oh, I was going through here, and honestly, I think I'm gonna go with.
Meg 2, Meg 2, Meg 2, Meg 2. Sorry.
Of course, I wouldn't do Meg 2. You're right, Danny. I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the shocking revelation that Gamera is not going to be
Oh,
friendly
really?
for
Okay.
children. So Gamera Rebirth being rated TVMA, which is the TV version of rated R, that is really weird.
Especially since I don't think like Singular Point wasn't rated that. I don't believe the anime trilogy was rated that.
I think the anime trilogy may have been TV 14.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and I think this
I don't
and I
know.
think my other favorite whipping boy, the Skull Island anime, was also TV 14.
So I mean, on one end, I mean, I'm curious to how 6 episodes of kaiju wrestling is going to be TVMA. Maybe it's because of the violence. I mean,
It's gonna be
Gamera has
gory. Yeah.
every Gamera film is surprisingly gory when it comes to the kaiju stuff. So,
I mean, I'm
maybe
gonna be honest. I think Gamera 3 probably would have gotten an R rating
if it
if they
wasn't
had.
for the fact it was green blood, not red.
Yeah, but you got a Gauss with an eyeball hanging out and
Right,
lots
right.
of gooey stuff all over the place. I mean, it was.
Hey, I love gooey stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, so my point being that it's not unheard of, but this is still a little surprising. I don't know how much stock I put in it though. I always feel like these TV ratings are a little bit more dubious than movie ratings, but then again, the movie ratings are pretty dubious now anyway.
Well, Godzilla -1 was rated G in Japan, so
I don't think it'll get that over here. It'll probably
I
get
think
at
it'll get
least a PG, probably PG.
G is dead in America. G doesn't.
Yeah.
Nothing gets rated G anymore.
Yeah, the last time I remember anything
Now, the
getting
good
rated
thing-
G in America was the Peanuts movie.
Now the good thing about it being PG is that's what the MPAA acknowledges as traditional Godzilla violence. So maybe we could see the traditional Godzilla violence rating come back.
I want Netflix to. If Netflix does that, I will forgive them many of their sins.
Netflix.
Rated TVMA for traditional Gamera violence.
Oh. Well, I guarantee you it's going to be language and violence. Because
Mhm.
TV ratings just go by like symbols. You have like S, V, L, stuff like that. I think it'll be for language and violence. I think there'll be some just dicey language here and there. It being Katakawa anime, I don't automatically think of children's stuff. I'm not very familiar with Katakawa anime, but between Toho and Toei and Katakawa, I feel like Katakawa makes more dark, makes the darker stuff, to be honest.
I don't think this was ever intended to be for children. It's just, I don't know. It's just a little surprising that it gets a TVMA rating. But like I said, I don't know how much stock to put into that, unless, we start watching and we're like, oh, Gamera just bit off Gauss's head. That's why. Okay.
If it's anything like the Showa films, we're going to see a couple of monsters get diced up into small chunks and turn into a kaiju potpourri. So
chopped up like sushi.
Chopped up like sushi.
Or it could just be like how Guiron chopped up Space Ghosts.
That's what I
thinking.
mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking of right now. Like, if they imagine that kind of insane violence, but channeled through the freedom of anime, like CG anime. I have a feeling most of the MA is going to come from the occasional use of some naughty language and nothing too crazy. But I think most of it's going to be monster violence. I feel like we're also going to see, because we don't really know anything about what the story of this thing is. All we know is that there are monsters beating the crap out of each other,
and there are kids.
There are kids, and they're going to be put in peril.
And there appears to be what seem to be government agents.
Yes.
'Cause
So
we see guys in suits.
I think we're going to see some monster on human violence in this. I think something
Yes.
is going to come down onto the human level, and it's gonna be a problem. I'm not predicting this because I don't do. Okay, that Robert is exactly what I was about. That's exactly what I was about to
if
say.
Jiger goes xenomorph on Gamma again.
If like let's imagine for a second that they go there and there's like a baby human-sized Jiger versus human army fight, and it starts tearing through them. That could be interesting, or like baby Gauss or something. I don't know. It could be anything.
Yeah, either that or maybe
yeah.
we can see Guiron go full tilt Mortal Kombat because he's literally a giant knife.
Yeah, I think Giron's going to be that one's going to be gory.
Or we could see Gauss suck blood out of other kaiju, or
I'm
eat
telling
people.
you, like there's some nasty stuff. I mean, all of these monsters have the potential to do TVMA violent things. I mean, they've got a lot of like pretty much everything from blood sucking and stabbing to parasitical impregnation.
Now,
I wonder
what about
I wonder if that's why they left Barugon out, because Death Rainbow isn't gonna be
It's
MA
TVMA
enough.
material, not TVMA material.
now?
Death Rainbows.
What if? I mean,
Death by Skittles.
I feel like we haven't acknowledged the one violent act that a kaiju from the Gamera franchise did to humans that very well could be the TVMA, and that is the beheading of like 7 people by Viras.
I was gonna say Virus stabbing Gamera straight through the chest.
Well, so I have a
yeah.
theory that Viras is behind all of this.
That's
I think
my
he's controlling
idea.
all the kaiju.
Maybe that's kind of what I'm thinking.
That would make sense.
I'm not counting on it, and but that is an angle they could go for. That would be interesting, and because that's the only alien we're dealing with. I mean, unless you want to count Giron, but Virus is interesting because he's literally the alien invader. He's not a monster controlled by the aliens. He's the invader.
And he's the
it's
only
kind of the
one.
same thing. Kind of same thing with Zigra, but there's a difference, I would say, because Zigra, I don't know, because Giron's a guard dog of other aliens, but Virus and Zigra are the actual invaders. But Virus has a more sinister edge to him. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like I take him more seriously as a threat than I do with Zigra, and I couldn't tell you why. Maybe there's like, I don't know, like
the xylophone scene, maybe
that would be it, maybe, or the fact that Zigra never beheaded anyone.
No, but Zigra wants to eat everyone.
Yeah, but you don't see him do anything, but he cuts a lot of heads off, and like.
No, I'm talking about Zigra.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
wants
you don't
to eat people.
Yeah, but you don't see him eat people.
No.
You see Virus cut heads off. You know he's capable. You actually see what he's capable of doing. It's like a movie where you have a bad guy who comes in and talks a big talk, but then gets defeated. Fill-in name with a Marvel movie here. But then you have a villain who comes in and just like shoots some guy in the head to prove a point. And you're like, oh, okay, this guy's a problem. He doesn't mess around. The Joker just lit that pile of money on fire. The Joker just nailed that guy in the eyeball with a pencil. This dude means business. You know what I mean? So maybe Virus is like the Joker of this show. And I'm reaching a lot.
We know someone who would be terribly amused by that. So,
oh yeah.
Robert Montserrat said there was a pretty dark short story in G-Fan about Zigra eating people. It was a Rex.
Rex Summerall.
Rex Summerall, yeah.
Good old Rex Summerall, yeah. Robert has the most amazing, like total recall ability for Rex Summerall G-Fan stories I've ever seen in anyone. So if anybody's ever curious about G-Fan fan fiction, shoot Robert an email because he will answer your questions. He knows. If I ever like, wait, was that ever done in G-Fan? Yes, it was in this exact issue. He's got it. Actually, we've got quite a few comments in here.
Some of which I don't think we should acknowledge.
No, most of them we will not. Absolutely not. But there are a couple in here. A couple of good ones.
Although Robert also Robert does bring up another good point. Zetus ate people. Yeah, Gamera the Brave is a remarkably intense movie for something aimed at kids.
Highly underrated.
Oh, that movie is
I adore that movie.
I love it. I love it. I
It
think
comes
it's so
very
good.
close. It comes very close to the trilogy for me.
I think if depending on your perspective on what Gamera is, could be, should be, however you want to say it, I think there's an argument to be made that it could be the best one of the bunch.
Have you read my tweet thread?
Where you argue that
It
this
was the
anime shouldn't
perfect ending,
exist because we have the Brave. Yes, I have.
and how the
Mhm.
Brave is the perfect ending and like the perfect completion of the Gamera franchise and has the perfect vision for the character.
I think you're onto something. I think that if you're somebody who like Noriaki Uwasa, who shepherded Gamera through the entirety of the Showa era, was famously a little lukewarm on the Heisei movies because of how dark they took things. He always saw the characters being a lot more. He should walk a somewhat brighter path. He should be a little bit more Adam West. You know what I mean? Um, a little bit more child friendly, a little bit more colorful. And I think if you like, I don't. It's kind of like Godzilla. There's no one right way to do Godzilla. You can do Godzilla in 1,000 different ways, and as long as several core tenets are observed and respected, then you have a Godzilla movie on your hands. And I feel the same way about Gamera, and it's hard to debate that the '90s movies are masterpieces, especially the third one. But I think that if you're more in the vein of a Yuasa and you love the idea of a wholesome, inspirational hero to children kind of a version of Gamera, then I think Gamera the Brave, if you want to call that version of him kind of like the original true version, in kind of the same way the nuclear metaphor version of Godzilla is like the original version, the original vision of Godzilla, then I would say Gamera the Brave is probably the best in realizing that entire vision. I love that film.
Yeah, Gamera the Brave is one of only 2 kaiju movies that have nearly made me cry.
I did cry when I saw it the first time. I did cry. It got
I
me.
had my friend Bex on for that one, and I had her watch that one because I had a feeling she would really enjoy it.
Mhm.
She's still pretty new to things like kaiju and tokusatsu, but like, I think you'll like this one. And she actually admitted on the air that she cried watching it.
It's an adorable movie.
Yeah,
It's
there are
so good.
2 moments in particular that nearly make me break.
Yeah.
One is the relay race with the kids, not with
That's
the
what
relay. I
got,
shouldn't
yeah.
say race, but it's the relay with the kids. And the one where is it Toru? I think it's Toru
Mhm.
in that movie when he climbs up to the top of the building to see Toto and then just unloads in this long speech like, no, you can't die. And I'm like, oh my gosh, kid.
You know what it was for me? It was the relay race and this at the very end when he scratches his head long distance
Oh,
and he just
yeah.
kind of closes his eyes. We're off topic. We could make this into Gamera the Brave cast all we want. But,
Oh my gosh, it's so
I think
good.
it's because we've now
So
picked
good.
our you know what? I have one more thing to add to movies and TV before we run for it. Because nobody else did
We'll
it.
allow it.
Go watch the Meg 2, everybody. Go watch it. It's so fun. I saw it yesterday.
Is the story kind of ludicrous?
Oh, it's ridiculous. But
Does
it knows it's ridiculous, but it is a movie that is not trying to be anything other than than what it is, if that makes any sense.
is there a satellite that shoots a black hole in it?
There are 3 satellites that shoot black holes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 satellites that shoot black holes, and then the black holes each shoot 7 smaller black holes. It's crazy.
It's
No,
black hole inception.
No. If you enjoy just a fun, ridiculous, good time at the theater with big monsters, if the idea of a giant squid and a giant shark fighting each other underwater sounds like your jam, if Jason Statham riding on
Kicking a shark in the nose?
riding on a jet ski in slow motion and trying to stab sharks with helicopter propellers sounds like your kind of a fun time. I'm not spoiling anything. I refuse to spoil anything that happens.
Well, I mean, the trailer already gave away that the shark eats a T-Rex. So it's it's almost like its little way of saying, like, oh, did you like Jurassic Park? We eat Jurassic Park.
A little bit, but yeah, the Meg 2 is a fun time. It is ridiculous in all the best ways. It's the most fun. I've gone to the theater a fair number of times this year to see things. And this might be the most fun I've had in a theater all year, just sitting there watching this insanity. it was a fun time. Anyway, that's my Meg soapbox.
No,
Go watch it. It's
So,
fun.
so Danny, I want you to stay up on your soapbox talking about crazy giant monster kaiju movies. I believe that this is a great way to transition into the toys and collectibles section, as we are going to be talking about some
Oh, I thought
toys.
you guys were gonna do
No.
some
This was
live
a
collectibles.
segue. This was a segue. This was a planned segue.
Yes,
Yes.
about some crazy stuff. And Danny, why don't you go ahead and explain why we're seeing a crazy movie feature some awesome stuff on the screen right now?
Why, I'd be glad to, Brick. Wait, you're not Brick. You just, oh, never mind. I keep getting confused. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the amazingness, the absolute bonkers insanity that you are looking at right now is the interior of Mondo's upcoming Godzilla vs. Megaguirus vinyl record. This is their next vinyl record release. It's already been teased, and if you can't tell, if you're not up on your artists, what you are looking at is the amazing work of one Mr. Peter Santamaria, aka Attack Peter. His very, very distinctive woodcut style artwork has graced some amazing Mondo products over the last few years, including posters. Famously, there was a Godzilla museum figure that used this art design, and this is just so stinking cool. I love the woodcut look that Attack Peter works with. It's so unique, and every one of Mondo's vinyl releases has just been very, very unique in terms of its art style, what it's, what it looks like, the colors, all this stuff. So I am incredibly excited for this. This record is going to be available to pre-order directly from Mondo's website coming up here soon, Wednesday, August 23rd. No price given yet, but it'll probably be around 35 to 45 bucks, which is the price that the other ones have been as well. But yeah, as you can see, the art style extends to the actual vinyl discs themselves. The records have this beautiful, oh my God, like I love the little, it almost looks like a medical thing, like a specimen with the Megaguirus. The Meganula. I just love that.
I gotta tell you, the more I see of the artwork that Mondo's doing for these vinyl releases, I'm also thinking of what was that massive one that was was it all the Showa stuff on vinyl? Wasn't Mondo?
That was Waxwork.
Waxwork, like the artwork that they're making. It's like, man, I'm gonna have to buy a vinyl record player, aren't I?
Yes,
and
you
start
are.
buying these just for the art. The artwork is so gorgeous. I have other things by Mondo.
Mm-hmm.
I got all 5 of their Jet Jaguars because I'm crazy.
Yes.
But I think I'm the only one in my circle of friends who has all 5 too.
I think you might be. I don't have any of them actually. So that's awesome. I'm in love with Mondo's releases, and for people who are keeping track, so Michael Hamilton, if you're still out there, I know you and I, we're both big collectors of these, and every time one of these sets comes out, there's usually a little tease on the flap on the back that says coming up soon. And if you look at the back of the most recent vinyl that shipped, which was Tokyo SOS, which I actually just got in the mail yesterday, the two that are being teased, they've been teased before. Megaguirus is one of them. Space Godzilla is the other. And also, what's really, really cool about this is that we are getting dangerously close to having the entire classic Godzilla series from 54 to 2004, Showa Heisei Millennium, on vinyl in the United States. The entire Showa era is on vinyl from Waxwork. As of right now, only Biollante and Space Godzilla are missing from the Heisei era. And then after Megaguirus goes up for pre-order, it'll just be 2000 and Final Wars. So we're only missing 4. And
I would love to have Final Wars on
That's
vinyl.
what I'm waiting for. I'm going to pick that up. I've missed out on all the others, but I have to get Final Wars.
Yes, rocking out to Final Wars. So I'm incredibly pumped for this. I will, against the better judgment of my bank account, be pre-ordering this the second it goes live, because I have done so with all the others. I have not missed a single one of these. The music of the Godzilla films, music in general, is a huge part of my life. I live and breathe, I think, in Godzilla music. I think a lot of us can relate to that. I just love it. So having these on vinyl is really, really amazing. The quality of them have all been excellent. For anybody who doesn't collect these, the orange color that you're seeing right there, that's actually what they cast the record in. That's not like a paint job or anything. That's the actual vinyl. That's how they cast it. It's beautiful. So I can't wait to get this, and I'm sure the other record collectors out there would agree with me on that one. So yes, what is it? August 23rd. August 23rd. And I guess
Rob Buck in the chat says is his birthday.
Hey, a very Mega Garrus birthday to you, Rob. Awesomeness. I got a lot of people excited for this. A lot of people excited for this in the chat here.
Rob also said that his phone's about to die, so he's going to be heading off. So
Bye, Rob.
bye, Rob. Hope
See you later,
had a
Rob.
great day, and we'll see you later.
And happy early birthday.
Yeah.
Yes. Michael says day one pre-order. I 100%. Yep. 100%. This is going to happen. There are only 5 left. I can't believe it. And then after that, they'll still need to do Shin and some of the more modern stuff. But I mean, the fact that we have a vinyl record for the entirety of Godzilla's Singular Points soundtrack in America, that blows my mind. That's awesome. And that soundtrack is also awesome. It's such a good soundtrack. So I think it's time to move on to the next one. I think it's time. Look at that. I said that you have beautiful eyes. I said the sloth. So what you're looking at right now, and it is pronounced Roosevelt's, but it's RSVLTS, but it's supposed to be pronounced Roosevelt's Clothing, has made available its next line of shirts featuring none other than the King of the Monsters himself. The shirts are available to purchase right now from RSVLTS Roosevelt's.com. There are a handful. There are actually 5 different designs. We're looking at one right now, and they're about $70. They're about $70. So they're not cheap, but they're well made on good material. And some of this art is familiar. I mean, the one we're looking at on the left there is a Godzilla ongoing IDW comic cover from about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, something like that. I don't remember the artist's name, but yeah, a lot of this is original, and some of it's very busy, but this one's very, very a little bit more subtle.
Yeah,
got a couple of swimming Godzillas.
It's a lot like those Ultraman shirts you guys were talking about last week.
Yes,
it's the same company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of them are a little bit more subtle. The titles of all of these are From the Depths, Kaiju Chaos, King of the Monsters, Monsters Unleashed, and Silver Screen Scorcher, which, if nothing else, for the alliteration, is my favorite. But yeah, I mean, I like this one. This one's a little bit more. It's not as loud. I like the other ones, but this is something. Again, I'm going to rope Michael into this. He said, these are great, but I think like most of these I'd wear to a convention once a year. You know what I mean?
They're expensive, so I probably wouldn't wear them often just to maintain them for a while, but I would wear them to places other than conventions because I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, like this one I would wear. I would wear this one, under a jacket to to work. Like, I don't think anybody would stop me going to work in this.
Well, no, but they are, because people are at your workplace already think you have a unhealthy relationship with Godzilla.
This is true, and I haven't done much to dissuade them otherwise. I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, these are really, really nice. I probably won't get them. I don't typically spend that much money on apparel. I don't, but these are really cool. I might cave on one, but $70 is a lot for me, at least right now. But they're really cool. They're really, really, really cool shirts, and it's so cool that we're getting apparel like this. And I love the shadow of I'm assuming that's Rodan. Yeah, it's Rodan. He looks a little giant condor-y from here, but if he ended up on a shirt and Rodan didn't, I'd be a little surprised.
I just want to give a quick shout out. Welcome Oscar Solis to the chat.
Mr. Solis.
What did you miss? You missed a lot. We did the top story about Linda Haynes, and we did all the movie and TV talk. And Michael says, I don't know if I'd wear this on a date, but maybe to the grocery store. You know what? I would be the guy who would wear it on a date, because if the girl runs away because I'm wearing a Godzilla shirt, then I'm like, well, no, that's saved me a lot of trouble.
It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, because I'm that kind of guy.
All right. I think we've ogled the shirts enough. It's time to move on to drum roll. Hey, handsome. Or beautiful, I
Uh oh,
suppose.
you've been corrected.
It is the giant condor. That was the giant condor.
I don't know. Maybe he's messing with you. Anyway, Gorgo.
Whatever. I'll verify it later. Hey, this amazing thing. You probably, if you're in the kaiju collecting sphere, you've probably seen plenty of this lovely lady around over the last few months. This is the Titanic Creations Gorgo. And what we're looking at are the brand new official product images that Titanic Creations has put out for this figure. The fully painted, articulated Gorgo figure has been making the rounds recently at conventions where people have been be able to pick it up and look at it and, you know, give it the old spin around and see how awesome it is. And it just looks great. It looks
is a
so
really
good.
nice looking figure.
Yeah, I mean, great pictures that show off the articulation. And it's been mentioned before. Also, yes, look at this. Isn't that great? It's perfect. And yes, if anybody isn't
Hello,
aware,
Big Ben. I love you.
yes,
I
rubbing
don't-
it, Vlock. Eh, what? Yes, give us a hug, eh? Like, there you go.
Or
my personal-
we are horribly misgendering Gorgo, but
no, it's or my personal favorite, McRoar. Oh, growl. There's a Mystery Science Theater reference. And again, if anybody isn't aware, the Big Ben you're seeing here, it does come with the figure. This is part of the package, and there's even a breakaway chunk you can see right under the clock tower where it will break off.
Robert.
Oh, for crying out loud, Bobber.
It's Gorgon
It's
time.
Gorgon time. Oh man, but Titanic. Oh, I can't breathe. Titanic Creations really has knocked it out of the park with this thing. And there's the diving bell, the bathysphere that comes with the figure. I'm just loving this. The jets obviously are part of it, and if you look in the corner, little baby Gorgo.
Yes. What's the wait?
Or Ogre, I suppose.
Ogre. I was gonna say Ogre is the baby, right?
If you want to be
Orgra's
pedantic.
the mother, Gorgo's the baby.
Yes, Gorgo. Hurry to see Gorgo. The baby's on the truck. It is named Gorgo, and then the mom shows up. But you know what? They're both Gorgo. You sue me. Whatever. It's fine.
Terror of Gorgonzola.
Well,
or I think Gorgonzola. It's supposed to be Gorgonzola.
Dino saucers. I'd like to think somebody else out there, except for us, got that joke. So anyway, I mean, not a lot.
If you listen to the show, you got it. But...
That's true. Not a lot else to add here, except this figure looks beautiful. The Dope Pope sculpt translated beautifully into a figure. And supposedly these things are going to be starting to arrive in on the boat to get out to where they're being shipped within this month. They are on their way. And if you want to know more about the awesomeness that is this figure and Mac McClintock's work at Titanic Creations, definitely check out the interview that Michael Hamilton and I did with him right here on the Kaiju Ramen YouTube channel. And there's also a printed version of that interview combined with an article that I actually wrote that's on kaijuramenmedia.com that has some great info on it about the figure, the amazing in-depth process that Mac and his crew had to go through to get this license, because this is officially licensed, and also some teases for the future about what Titanic Creations is doing coming soon.
I know some people who would really love to have a Reptilicus, and I mean the monster, not the boat and the Batwoman.
No.
Because I just saw that MST3K yesterday.
Yes. And I'm one of those people. Yeah. I am absolutely one of those people.
Yeah. So you're one of them for sure. It's a good time to be a Gorgo fan. Weirdly enough, you got this, you got the new Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray, which just 4K. a quick aside, because I have the VCI Blu-ray as well, and they ported over most of the special features, but not all of them. There's a few things that were on there. There was a comparison for the restoration. There was a showcase of Gorgo toys, interestingly, talking about this. And there was also a comic book that was in French that wasn't included in by Vinegar Syndrome, but Vinegar Syndrome has made the superior release. I will say that. But
maybe hold on to both.
Hold on to both, but this figure would go great with that Blu-ray.
Oh yeah. And before we move on, Oscar Solis says Titanic Creations needs to do an X+ sized Gorgo. Hey, guess what? I got good news for you, Oscar. It's coming. The plan is for Titanic to use this sculpt, but it'll be bigger. It won't be articulated. It'll be uber detailed, And yes, that is absolutely happening. That is one of the upcoming Gorgo figures. So save your money for that. I probably will be also. Anything else to say about Gorgonzola here before we
Gorgonzola.
before we move
My
on?
my only thing is I'm not a huge fan of the glossy paint, admittedly. Um I think it's a little too glossy, but that's just me being a little nitpicky.
Kind of
Well,
makes
you
me
are the littlest gatekeeper.
that's not being gatekeepery. That's just a nitpick. To me, it kind of looks like she just came out of the water.
Well, there you go.
A little
A
bit.
little bit. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's what I'm reading into it. Yeah. Okay. I guess if that's it for Gorgo, we have one other thing. We have one other thing we need to talk about. One little teeny tiny baby thing. Oh yeah, look at this list. So what you're looking at is a list of an upcoming wave of Toho Reaction Super 7 figures. And they're actually, yeah, this is a heck of a list. 4 new figures and some interesting ones. Some really, really interesting ones. I'm jazzed about Mogera because we have a Mogera 1957 version here. Obviously, no pictures yet, but the fact that they're doing a Mysterians version of Mogera is
Right?
unexpected and incredibly cool. Mogera, I don't talk about this often, but I'm a big Mogera fan. I love both versions to death. And this one, I'm so happy they're doing this. This is a really big left field swing. This is the kind of stuff that I was like, so Super 7's reaction figures tend to get very obscure the longer they have the licenses. Eventually they'll do weird variants and they'll do very obscure things. And when they announce they have the Godzilla
I'm still trying
license,
to figure out Godzilla 57.
well,
It's from the original Volcano Monsters movie that
Ah.
Toho was sent the suit off to America to film with.
yep, they built an Anguirus and a Godzilla suit specifically for the Volcano Monsters, and they shipped them over to the United States. The movie didn't end up getting made, and it ended up being they just ended up using the footage for Gigantus. But yeah, and also I suppose we should mention Ib Melchior was involved, and Ib Melchior was
Gorgo.
yeah, he was involved with Reptilicus. So now we've come full circle. There you go. Little fun fact. But yeah, we have a Godzilla 1955 coming out. And oh my gosh, Anguirus 55. There are like 3 of those.
Not my favorite Anguirus design, but I get it.
Well, I like it. Anyway, now I'm happy. This poor dude does not get any figures of him. And there's a Bandai of 55 Anguirus coming out later this year.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That's been in my top probably 3 Bandais I've wanted forever. Just because it's missing a piece in my collection is 55 Anguirus, but I will absolutely get this little one too. I don't have a lot of the reactions because I love them to death, but I find them to be exorbitantly priced, considering they're teeny tiny.
Yeah, I've been wanting. Well, it's because they're collectibles, not toys.
Yeah,
but I've been wanting to buy a lot of them. I just haven't pulled the trigger on them yet for that reason. I do have 1 or 2 of them. I know I for sure have the Rito Revolto because I got that for Christmas last year from their Power Ranger license. So
that's right.
Yeah. But we got to talk about this last one because A1 Travis Alexander needs to get it because #justice for Baragon.
It's true. It's true. The minute I saw this release list, my first thought was Travis. It's Baragon time, and they're denoting it as 68. Which is interesting. Not 65.
So it's so it's the Destroy All Monsters version.
Destroy All Monsters. Which also that version of Baragon, which is almost identical, but there are subtle differences because that poor suit was a mess.
Because he got reused as about every monster in Ultraman.
He had a very busy 3 years where he was repainted and beheaded multiple times. And then...
I mean, Baragon had a very interesting acting career. He just never got to use his face.
No, and he barely got to show his face in Destroy All Monsters. So it'll be interesting to see if they ever do a 65 Baragon to see if it's anything like if they resculpt it. And what the differences would be. I'd be interested to see, like, I wonder what that would even entail. Because my first thought when I saw this was, okay, they're doing the 68 version because that's a Godzilla movie. But then I'm looking at 57 Mogera and I'm thinking, okay, well, it's not like a different license thing where in order to get 65 Baragon, they'd have to do a Frankenstein thing. They're clearly able to do non-Godzilla Toho Kaiju, right? So, or variants thereof. So I'm not sure what that looks like, but either way, we've got a cool list of things coming up here. I'm down. I will absolutely be getting. Honestly, you know what? I think of this entire wave. I mean, I love Baragon. I don't have a lot of 68 specific Baragon stuff, so that's cool. Mogera is a must for me because I love Mogera. And if I get the 55 Anguirus, I gotta get the 55 Godzilla so I can do raids again.
Right.
Setup. You have to get the two of them. It's iconic.
Yeah. How many of these have they made? Like, how many waves is this now?
I think this is wave 4 or.
I want to say. I think it's wave 4.
I think it's wave 4. I have a whole list of them on my phone. Just in case I ever find one in the wild for a reasonable price. I don't.
Yeah, I found a bunch of them in the wild. I just haven't pulled the trigger on them.
They're out there. My local box lunch in my mall gets them, and I don't usually go in there because I'm a
Target. Target gets them a lot, and
I'm not a mall.
Why don't you go to box lunch?
Well, I'm not a mall person. Not a big mall.
Oh, okay.
Person.
I was gonna say, is it too hip for you or something?
No, it's too hipster.
Hipster.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, very
I'm
different.
kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
But let's be honest. Box lunch is for hipster nerds.
Well, not as much as Hot Topic.
No. The Hot Topic is for gothic nerds.
Oh, there you go. We gotta get our stereotypes straight here. Honestly.
Right?
I think so. Anyway,
it's goths and punks. That's what.
Goths and punks. No, I'm not. I mean, listen, I got most of my Godzilla versus Kong Funko Pops from my local Hot Topic. So I can only generalize so much.
I know.
But so all of this is all in good fun. But yeah, there's the list, and that is pretty much it for the toys and.
No, Michael, we will not acknowledge that comment. But I just did.
But for those of you who are watching, I am going to throw this out there. He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not.
So,
but Robert,
Chironic.
it's chironic.
Funny. So, before we move on from the toys and collectibles section, we have a little surprise. We have something. I'm using the word surprise here loosely because we totally said we were going to do this last week. If you were here for last week's stream, for last week's Kaiju Weekly, Elijah and I managed to purchase it got dark in here. The last two Mezco, not Mezco, listen to me. The last two Super 7 Ultimate comic Godzillas from Comic-Con in the free world ever.
This is.
Oh my gosh. I'm just going to let him cradle his box and explain the story.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that sounds wrong and out of context.
Go to sleep. Okay.
I commend both of you for your patience.
Yes. So, Cliff Notes version. Last week, Elijah and Michael and I were talking about the Super 7 Ultimate Art Adams Godzilla, the one that looks like the Dark Horse cover. And I hadn't pre-ordered one yet, and Michael showed his off. Elijah and I got a little jelly, so we jumped on to the last place that was selling them, Big Bad Toy Store, and we purchased them live on stream. And then Elijah said, Dan, you're not going to believe this, but it's sold out now. I think we got the last two. We better hope that they don't cancel our pre-order. They didn't cancel our pre-orders, and we have them now, and we're going to open them up.
Now here's the funny thing. Danny, yours was supposed to come a day before mine.
Yes.
Right? But it got delayed. And mine was supposed to come. Our shipping got messed up, and ours ended up coming on the same day. So we ordered them on the same stream on the same day. We're the last two people to get them, shipped at the same time, and showed up at the same time on our front doors. Like, it could not be more perfect.
Yeah.
Here we are.
By the way, Gamera Sith says, "Watch it, Gollum."
Stay away from my precious toys. Don't touch. I'll be right back. I must turn on my light.
I'm gonna turn my light on. I shall return. 1 second here.
While Danny does that, so this has been, quite honestly, the most perfect thing that could have ever happened for this. Both Danny and I have a deep love and appreciation for Art Adams and those Dark Horse comics. Those were the comics I grew up with. So when I saw this announced, I was like, I gotta have it. And I totally did not know when these were coming out. And
Weren't those supposed
so
to be a Comic-Con exclusive?
it was an SDCC exclusive, but last year their Shogun Warriors Godzilla was an SDCC exclusive, and I nabbed that. But I was clearly paying better attention. So what happened is these came out, and I didn't realize till like 5 hours later, and I was reading on Facebook that it was sold out. They weren't here. They didn't exist. I need to remember that I can't look at my computer. I need to look at the camera. This is a whole new setup. I'm sorry. So
I'm seeing a whole side of that room that I've never seen before.
How many fish
Without
are on that
fish.
side? I wonder.
0.
He needs more fish.
Unfortunately. I need.
I'm
more
gonna buy. I'm
fish.
gonna buy Elijah like a big bass singing fish for him to keep in his room.
Sing and do what it
Thank you.
dum diddy do.
So this is like Danny and I's like mutual thing we have in common. This box is huge. I can't imagine how big this is. Like, this feels humongous.
It feels really big. Now, the problem is this. I'm not going to be able to get this on camera because of the angle of my tablet. But trust me, hang on. It's also going to be hard for you to hear because I'm somewhat of a distance away from my mic. Let me try to fix this a little bit.
So Danny, what we'll do to fix that is you tell me when you start cutting one end of your box, and I'll start, and then we'll do the middle, and then we'll do the bottom. So I'll open it while we both do that on camera for everybody to see.
Sounds like a plan. You know what I'm going to do? Here we go. I think we can make this work.
Okay.
Yep, I'm starting to cut.
Are we? Okay,
Let's do
you're
it.
starting to cut. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's cut. 3, 2, 1,
Let's cut.
slice.
Okay, I have one side. I'm getting the middle. Okay, and now the bottom. Is yours completely open as well, Danny?
Almost. I'm using the raw force of my muscles to.
I brought an actual.
You didn't
box
bring
cutter.
the tools.
I brought the tools.
You don't need to have the tools. You just need the talent.
It's true.
No,
Come on, Ray.
you need both the tools and the talent, sir.
Just make sure that when somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
But what if
Yes.
they ask me if I'm a Godzilla?
Just say
No.
yes. Just always say yes. Unless Godzilla has asked you, in which case don't mess
Are
with
we
it.
opening? Are we opening?
We're opening. It's got to be off camera for me. So 3, 2, 1.
We need
Okay.
music for this.
Okay. So mine's got bubble wrap. Does yours have bubble wrap?
It does. It does.
Okay, I'm taking off a layer of bubble wrap. Okay. Here, hang on. Oh. There we go. Pop, pop. There's some popping. Okay. So I'm looking at another cardboard box. Are you looking at a cardboard box? Yeah, we got a cardboard box.
Cardboard box.
Ultimate Godzilla comic, Thirst for Blood.
There it is. It says it right there. Man, the audio listeners are getting a lot of value out of this.
Okay, so mine comes with a Big Bad Toy Store little postcard.
Yep, mine is right here. I've got mine right here.
So, got some lovely bubble wrap.
Yes.
The box. So, okay. We have the retail box now that doesn't have the art. This is just the retail box. Danny, are we cutting the sticker or are we cutting at the bottom?
Bottom.
Bottom? Okay.
The sticker's part of the collection now.
Okay.
Here, I'll get us some
Are
music.
you ready? Okay. This is ruining the
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's suspense. There's suspense.
I can't find suspense music, unfortunately.
Yeah, nobody's ever written that before. It's a very unique genre. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
We don't need no.
Danny.
We don't need no stinking music.
No stinking
yours open?
music.
Is yours open?
I've just got to pop 2 more ends here, and I should be
Okay.
good. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
Boink. There we go. Right in the face.
Okay.
Ow. Okay.
Now we're opening it a little
I'm
bit.
opening it a little bit.
A little
Okay.
bit, a little more. Okay, there's a cardboard. There's a piece of cardboard that's blocking the box and our eyes. Are you
Yep.
ready to take off that piece of cardboard?
I'm going to let gravity do the work. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Gravity. Darn it, gravity. You know what? Gravity has failed me.
Gravity has failed you.
Gravity! There it is.
Okay. So, the box is not square. It's
rectangular.
No, it's a trapezoid, right?
Once it's a rectangle. All right, well, hold on. Not yet. Not yet. Get back in there. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm going to lift up the top.
I'm
Are you
gonna
ready?
push. Yeah.
Are you having a baby?
And
There we go.
it's a boy.
Ah, it's beautiful. I had the back. The backside was shown to me, but this is what we're looking at. Let me move a
Yes.
light. I'm gonna move a light so you can see it a little bit better.
Woo! Audio listeners, it's a long par 5 up the hallway of my apartment. I don't know.
So okay, it's got a plastic seal over it. Right
Not
off
for
the
long.
bat. Oh, are we taking the plastic seal off?
I'm not leaving the plastic seal on. I had to stare at this box in my kitchen for a day before I could open
So
it.
did I. So did I. Okay. Oh my God, this thing. The box is beautiful.
The box
and it's
work
made
of
out
art.
of a nice material too.
It's dense. This is a collectible. Honestly, if I have the shelf space, I might display the figure either in front of or on top of the box,
Likewise.
right in the face.
Oh, look at that. The
Wow.
beautiful
Top
Art
is
Adams
great.
artwork.
This eyeball on the back.
Oh, the
Um,
eyeball is beautiful.
Look at the eyeball. I love the debris, and also I really like the fact that the box has is like a flap. So it's kind of hard to tell on camera unless I let it move. But yeah, look at this. It's a slidey box. So if you slide
Yeah.
the top off, I'm gonna see something cool here. Ooh.
I'm doing the back so people can see the back reveal.
Okay, there we go. Put
Oh.
this aside.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's
There-
beautiful.
There it
Oh,
is.
that's hot. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Oh, look
Okay,
at
can we
that.
mute? Can we
You're
mute
making
Elijah's
this
mic,
weird.
please? We got to mute Elijah's mic. This is cool. Hey, look, we're on cat. Look, it's Nate. It's you. Okay,
I'm on Godzilla.
he was reflected in the plastic. That's hysterical. The back of this thing is also work. And oh, this is cool. It says, after being hit with a poison dart, Godzilla is driven into a bloodthirsty rage and ravages the west coast of North America. For months, teams from across the globe try and fail at subduing the monster. From issue number 1 of Dark Horse's King of the Monsters, 1995.
Oh, that's
Godzilla,
beautiful.
King of the Monsters. There it is. Look at this. This is an astonishing thing. I'm actually going to look at it with my own eyes now. Wow.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God, this thing's beautiful.
This
I love-
really is.
Like
really is
that
amazing.
sculpt is really, really nice. Like
It's a beautiful
honestly,
sculpt.
it's-
It was done a bit of a disservice by the first Ultimate that was put out. It was too glossy. Well, there wasn't any paint on it, was the problem.
Right.
But this one's been fully painted. Again, it's kind of hard to tell with the glare, but he's got a real Imperial Godzilla lipstick thing going on. But he looks like he's been chowing down. Maybe he was eating Dutalios, Nate. Maybe that's what he was doing. This is absolutely stunning. Merry Kaiju, Miss Gamera Sith says. Very much.
Are
indeed.
we
Very kaiju.
are
man.
we ready to cut the little
I think so. Adrian says to take them out of the boxes, and I don't know about you, but when Adrian says to take something out of a box, I don't. I don't mess
yes
around.
sir. Yes sir.
yes,
yes,
yes.
sir. Yes sir.
Yes.
On the count
Okay.
of 3, we slice this piece of tape off.
Let's do it.
1, 2,
3. Just kidding.
3.
And cut. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's put.
Hold on. So, okay, I have the tradition, Danny.
Yeah?
Now I've opened it a little bit, right?
Mhm.
But I have to snort the plastic. I I don't know if that's
Getting
a
high
drug,
on vinyl. At
I don't
least
know.
it's legal.
but I love snorting some plastic.
That's the smell of ununionized Chinese sweatshop. You gotta love it. I was just trying to get Nate to choke on his water. That's all. Oh no, it's got a good new toy smell to it. All right,
Are we
let's-
sliding him out?
here we go. I'm trying to do as much of this on camera as I can. Okay.
Don't
And
drop him.
if I drop him, he's just gonna land on my lap at this point.
yeah, that's the smell of plastic that I love. Oh my god.
If
There's-
I
there's-
remember correctly,
Ooh.
speaking of Super 7 and Ultimates lines, didn't they just put out Dragon Zord? Michael
Yes.
probably has about 30 of those.
Oh, I imagine so.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
so the tail is separate. So if
Yes.
I don't think it's taped down, so I should just be able to. Nope, it's taped. It's taped.
Is it
Okay, I
taped?
Oh,
Or is
it is
it-
taped.
Or is it
It is
twisty
taped.
ties?
Yes.
Not
No,
twisty
well, it's
tape.
twisty
Well-
tied in, but there's a second sheet of plastic in the back holding the tail,
Ah,
and
You
the
have
tail
to
has to be
tape
done separately. Usually,
Cut it.
I'm very patient when it comes to this, and I'll just sit and tear the tape myself with my hands, but not today. Today, the X-Acto knife is getting its workout, and I'm not messing around. I want this thing out of this box. Yes. All right.
I'm struggling now. I'm
Are you?
struggling to get the plastic tape.
is it real?
You're so close. You're so close, Elijah. Don't get stymied by tape.
You tell
right,
that
you're
tape
right.
who's boss.
You do it.
I will.
Let that tape. Okay, here we go.
I'm boss. I
Okay.
got the tape off.
We got the tail. We got the tail. Okay, so there are little
Oh, there's more tape. No.
there are little plastic ties holding the tail in and presumably the body. I will now rend those asunder with my trusty X-Acto
Rend
knife.
those asunder.
Yes, I write for a living.
To be
and
or
sometimes-
not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to tear the tape asunder.
Yes.
I'll show you.
The slings and arrows of outrageous X-Acto knives. What?
Well, you weren't expecting Shakespeare on Kaiju Weekly, were you? You're welcome.
Godzilla is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. I am gonna die alone. The more I hear myself talk, the more I'm
Danny,
teasing
this
everyone.
is-
I'm-
This live stream of us doing this is just blackmail material for both of us to die alone. It's okay.
I think so. Either that, or we'll be showing it to our kids in a few years and laughing. But I don't know.
I hope it's more than a few years, Danny. At least for one of us.
It's true.
I hope.
So, Gamera says, "Nice to see your cutting personality, Daniel. I have been told I am a cut up. I decided to take a stab at it. Just a little slice of life."
Oh, that just makes me think back to when Giron got announced for Rebirth, and all we did was just make puns.
Yeah, we had to cut to the point.
Oh my god! How did we not murder
good one,
Michael with
Danny.
all those
Good one.
puns?
I think we did actually.
Oh.
So I love.
Why
the
do you think he's not here?
that would explain it. I love the articulation in the tail. It actually it holds its shape pretty
Yep.
well. You can get a good kind of S shape out of it, which is typically kind of the pose I like for my articulated Godzillas. I like kind of simulating that wire that's always about here on the tail.
Yes. Yes, me
Um,
too.
Yeah, that's just kind of like the natural state of kaiju
we-
tails for me.
Are we admiring the tail specifically right now? Is that what?
That's
we're
what
doing?
I was doing.
Okay.
I'm desperately untwisting this twisty tie, as I don't want to bore people in the audience is the problem.
Yes.
You guys
yes.
bored? Is this interesting? Is this
I feel like
interesting?
I look
Now,
like a
what
kid on
kind
Christmas
of what
right
kind of
now.
connection?
I do too.
What
I
kind
do
of
too.
connection does the tail have to the body?
It's a back connection. It's like right here.
No. I mean, like, what type of connection?
Ball joint.
Ball joint.
It's a ball joint.
Yeah. That
might need
seems
a
to be the
hairdryer.
pretty standard with these figures because the Playmates toys use ball joints.
Yeah, it might need a hair dryer. I'm not sure, or it might just pop right in. This is my first Ultimate. It just in general, I don't have any Super 7 Ultimates at any franchise, so I'm not sure what it's going to look like.
Well, Michael, if you have that Dragon Zord, let us know how much of a pain it is. Because I'm sure, like
Tell
I
me
said,
how-
you have about 90 of them.
Let us know if it just dragged on when you were trying to get it out of the backs. Out of the backs.
Out of the
Yeah.
backs in the car.
In the backyard.
You're from Massachusetts all of a sudden. There we go. I think I should be able to get him out now. Let's check it out. Let's see what happens.
I feel like I'm pretty close. Though, does he have something wrapped around his neck, or is he just like?
No, he's just pinched in on me. But
All the plastic noise.
all right, yeah, this is great. This is great
It's-
ASMR, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody's getting the asthma they've wanted.
Asthma. right.
ASMR. Yeah, Gamera Sith says he's enthralled right now.
All right.
Oh,
Also, he's apparently
Oh.
12 years old because ball joints, guys. Ball joints.
I pulled him out in a Naruto, like he's doing the Naruto.
I need that. I need that screenshot.
Here.
Godzilla Naruto run.
Here I go.
Okay. I'm afraid to move these joints. I'm so horrified.
Thumbnail right there. Thumbnail.
We are children. So okay, here we
Yes, we
go.
are.
Yes, we are. Okay.
That's what That's what happens when you put Godzilla into a blood-fueled rabid state. He just Naruto runs.
Yeah, he looks like he's either been eating people or he just got finished at the G-Fest after party. I'm not sure which.
the
Kaiju-
official
The unofficial.
Titanosaurus Society after party.
Okay, tail attached. It's kind of a loose connection. At least on mine. There's kind of a extra wobbly joint there. Doesn't look like it goes in any
think-
further.
There's a
Yeah.
gap.
Yeah,
I'm not too worried about it. I
I think
like it.
it's probably by design. Because I saw the Omni viewer, he did a video on the Ultimate Dragon Zord, and he mentioned that.
There's not a huge amount. I mean, the tail joint has a lot of, mobility, but it's not what I'm
For
used
sure.
to when it comes to this stuff. It is a
Yeah.
little restrictive.
Like if I want to hold it up like this, it won't. It'll just flop. Like it won't hold itself up. But it doesn't need to because he's going to be sitting like this anyway, and his tail.
I was
will
gonna
be
say,
resting.
I'm guessing if you actually actually sit him down, it's not.
Oh, it'll be fine. I mean,
it'll be
this
fine.
guy's a display piece. He's not meant to be held and maneuvered and like basically everything I'm doing with him right now. You should not do.
Yeah,
Just-
basically what we're doing on stream, on camera.
but we're
proof
playing
that
with our
we're-
new toys, man. Like this is cool.
Well, it's
Uh,
better. It's better than some of the comments that I'm seeing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Damn.
Yeah,
Dang,
this is
dang.
good. Look at how bloodthirsty this is. This is just you talking to me. Mhm. Gotta get the yeah. This is great. This is really great. And I guess since I have him out now, I'll hold up the rest of the box. He's got some different hands. These are kind of like
Oh, and
holding
he comes
hands.
with a tiny human.
He comes with the
It's-
tiny Art Adams.
Oh, it's a tiny Art Adam.
It's a tiny Art Adams. He can be attacked by his own creation, his own drawing. And then on this side, we have a bloody open mouth head. The jaw is not articulated on this figure. And some punchy closed fist
Yeah,
claws.
it's got everything else is articulated, but not the jaw. Go figure.
Not the jaw.
Well, that's so they can make the alternate head.
Yeah, it's basically all the ultimates come with alternate heads. Ultimate alternates, if you will. All right, come on out. There we go. There's a close up of the open mouth head, which I like that more. I actually like that quite a lot. That's really cool. Looks
Let
a
me
lot more.
move.
It really captures the it's just so gooey. Like it's just yeah, this is getting more and more horrifying for the audio listeners who can't see what I'm doing. It really is. But this Ultimate Godzilla with the
Well,
like,
they're falling asleep to all of that plastic noise.
yeah,
I'd fall asleep to it.
this is great. Look at the eyes on this thing. It's very
Mhm.
fuzzy. Here we go. Look at the eyes. Wow, that's cool. He should have quit while he was ahead.
Ah,
Yeah.
you kill me.
Oh man, when
It just reminds me of this line from what was it? It was an Xbox game called. It was a Kung Fu Chaos, and one of the characters is a samurai, and he says stuff like, "When I decapitate you, I will be ahead."
Oh, for crying out loud. I'm popping the other head on real quick just to see what it looks like. I have it. Oh, okay. That's an easy switch. Okay, the heads are easy to switch.
The head's easy.
Yes, actually, you know what? I think I like the open mouth head a lot. I like that a
I
lot.
do too.
It's just he looks so much. He's roaring. Oh, this is good. Okay, this is good. This is good. I'm gonna try to get him into
Okay.
like a halfway decent pose here.
If
But,
if I'm correct here, let me change the lighting in this room momentarily.
We all know how you feel about lighting.
Yes, quite.
yes, yes, quite.
Is
Yes,
that his
quite.
first?
It sounds like it might be. I don't know. I don't think so, but it could be. This is all right. Here we go. Yeah. Cha 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 cha. Oh yeah, he's happy. Well, Michael, I blame you entirely for this, but it's a good
Yes,
kind of blame.
This was $100 basically
Yeah, but
that
once the shipping was
you did
factored in.
to us.
Yeah, this is your fault.
This is your fault. You are the reason right now that I'm getting up to the camera. And you know what? Let's see here.
Ooh,
Oh,
burning comic Godzilla.
I'm waiting for the demon voice.
I'm not remotely near my computer to do such actions.
This is cool. This is really
This is
cool.
cool.
I love this sculpt. I love the detail, the green. I do like a green American kind of style colored Godzilla. I don't know what it is, but it's just.
Oh, I eat this stuff up. I
Yeah.
love these green Godzillas.
I know, it's great. And I love the weird variants. The Dark Horse green is something I've wanted to see in a figure for a long time. I know YMSF did one 1,000 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. But I'm glad I held out for this one because this one is like, it's official, like it's not just an 89 with a different color scheme that's supposed to kind of maybe look like it. This is it, this is that cover. He's hungry for blood. And yeah, this is good.
Now we need a Bagora
Mm-hmm.
and a Cybersaurus.
Yeah.
And then
Cybersaur, yeah. Probably that was one of the more memorable monsters that Dark Horse created.
Bagora?
Yeah, all of them.
Cybersaur, that's what I was thinking of.
The whole 9
Oh,
yards.
all of them are iconic. Let's see here. Ooh.
There you go. Get that green light going there. Vogue G fans. Okay, camera. Money well spent, says Michael.
That's a cool shot. That's a cool shot.
There you go. I like that. I'm all about setting up the shot. Actually, when we're off stream, I might take some nice pictures of this guy. You know what? Who am I talking about? Of course, I'm going to take some pictures of this guy. Of course, I will. This is great. You talking to me? You talking to me?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
This is just divulged into a 12-year-old stream.
What are you talking about? We've been there.
Look, dear Santa Claus, I've been very good this year, and I totally deserve this Godzilla toy. Yeah. So what if it looks like I've been eating blood? I totally have been eating blood. So much blood on my face. Look at all this. I'm a total mess. Don't let Mom see me like this. Oh gosh, no.
Oh, now he's Space Godzilla. No, Danny. I'm thinking of what is her name? Is it Miss Scarlet in Clue, where she's like flames on the sides of my face.
Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Adrian, I will take pictures. Adrian, if anybody out there for some reason does not know, is an awesome kaiju toy photographer, and y'all need to follow him on Instagram.
Oh
and check out
no!
his stuff.
Blacklight Godzilla.
Yes.
Oh!
That's the sound.
That's so cool.
We're all.
I swear this is not an X-rated stream. audio
all-
listeners.
This is a little worrying for them. No, we're all
Oh,
very
that's so
happy. This toy
cool.
is so cool. This is so cool. That lighting, Elijah. That's some GVK Hong Kong lighting.
Oh, shut up.
I know you're a big fan, so
Shut up.
I
Take
know you.
it.
No, it's fine. No, I love that. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Robert.
Oh, for crying out loud, Robert! Don't say it.
Oh,
Don't say it.
That's so cool. That's the money shot. That's the
Stop.
money
Okay, we're done. We're done. Nope, that's it.
Oh.
I'm getting. Stop it. Mute him. This is going too far. I hereby squeaky hammer. Oh. Okay. Don't put it up on screen, Nate. But you're politely invited to look at Michael's comment.
I've already.
Okay.
I've already. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for crying out loud.
Unfortunately,
Okay, I need to stop.
unfortunately, Michael, the joke doesn't land because you spelled it wrong.
No, it landed. It was fine. In a very not fine way. It was fine. It's okay. Anyway,
Bruh.
oh, for crying out loud. Okay. Just to wrap this up before we are demonetized.
Before YouTube ends the stream.
This figure is really wonderfully impressive. I love like the proportions on it. Again, this is a good ultimate sculpt. It really is. The last version was just done a huge disservice by the lack of a good paint job. But this one has this great kind of matte paint to it. The blood looks good. The eyes, I love the eyes. It's hard to get a good read on the eyes on camera, but I promise they're cool. The articulation is pretty rock solid. Tail's a little silly, but it's fine once he's standing up. It's not a problem. I love this. I love this. I'm glad I got this. I would have felt bad if I had missed out on it. It was like a purchase I wasn't necessarily like prepared to make, but I'm happy I made it. This is really cool. A huge shout out to Michael the Enabler Hamilton
Michael the Enabler.
for wiggling this in front of his camera and telling us that like how cool it was. And come on, that's not what really. No, he did this. That's not what I meant. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, we got to move on. But like that's what he did. Michael picked up his figure and he held it up and he said, "This is so cool." And Elijah I looked at it and said, "Yeah, we got to have this." So we went for it. We got it, and I love it. I love it so much. I think we've talked enough about it. At least I have. Elijah, final thoughts on this figure before we move on.
Elijah?
It's so cool.
The smile on his face, listeners, says it all. We are two very happy collectors.
I
right
need to find a way to make this like permanently right here. Like this. This thing is beautiful. So a little thing that I've come to understand. So green Godzillas in toy photography are somehow better to use. And
Stop reading the comments, Elijah. Stay on target.
And honestly, like this, like I am madly in love right now. Like this thing is beautiful. Like this, I love this thing. I'm at a loss for words. This Godzilla was my introduction to Godzilla in comics. This was the Godzilla that I grew up with in comics. And when I first saw this announcement, I had to get it. And when I found out that I couldn't get it, I was very upset. And when we found out last stream that there was still some on Big Bad Toy Store, I knew that I had to get it. And then when we found out that we were the only ones left to get it, I knew that this was going to be magical. And this figure is everything of that. It's a magical, it's beautiful. Honestly, this is probably my favorite figure purchase in a very long time. This screams my childhood. This, I mean, I'm gonna, once I finish putting up the lapel mic that I was using for that whole section. I just realized this was a lapel mic, and I was making a lot of. I'm on. You should have muted me. You should have muted me. Like this right here is beautiful. I love this. I would love to like that's so cool. This is so cool. This is everything I could have ever wanted. This is beautiful. The sculpt works so well with this. Like that shot right there looks really cool. I love that. I love this. This works. This works. And unlike the 89 version, this looks good. It's very photogenic. It's very nostalgic. It's everything. Like I haven't done figure photography in probably a year and a half, 2 years now. I want to go home like, oh, look at how this.
I know.
Like,
I know.
oh, he looks like he's about to blast us with nuclear radiation.
It looks like his backplates are lit up. Like you lit it perfectly for that. Please take pictures. Please take pictures. I want to see you take I want to see those pictures. You got to do it.
This is perfect. Like I could not have picked a better. Let's see. Was there any? Ooh.
I like it.
Oh, now it's going into multiple. Yeah, I'm about to go.
I'm about to go. Is down. The system is down.
Oh my god, I'm getting blinded by the light.
Ravezilla.
Yeah.
This thing
Bio Wars needs to be playing right now.
I love this. I love this. This is a beautiful figure. The box art is beautiful. I'm gonna go grab real quick. Just don't mind me real quick grabbing this box. This box.
Okay. I'm done.
I feel like I've lit myself very, very dramatically.
I would agree with that, yes.
This box art is beautiful. Like I love this. The back, that eyeball is so cool, and the fact that the lights are making it even more dramatic right now. But no, I love this. I love this thing. I love this box. This is a box that's going to have to be displayed.
Yes, this is a display box.
It's a display box, and I've decided that, and I'm going to have to pull some screenshots from this stream because of how I love this thing. This is a beautiful figure. This is just beautiful. And I'm just gushing. So I'm going to stop talking for now because I'm going to have to talk in our next section. But no, this, thanks to, was it Jack? I think it was Jack who was in the chat and
he told us. Yeah.
And he told us, so thank you so much. Like, this is beautiful. This is the most beautiful figure I have purchased in a long time.
Oh, for crying out loud.
I know I'm lit. Man, this is
Can you dig it?
That lighting's really good.
Art Adams is the best Goji artist, says Gamera Sith. I agree. He's one of the best. He is.
Next on Kaiju Dating Game.
Next on Kaiju
Which is
Dating
funny
Game.
that you say that because there is actually a Kaiju dating sim.
I'm sure you know all about that,
Kaiju.
Nathan.
Yeah,
I'm
he
sure you
made
play
it. He's actually he's the developer.
Oh, me or
Yeah, you
Gamera
made-
Sith?
No, you did. You made the Gamera, not the I don't know, the God, whatever. I want to play finger puppets with this Godzilla head now because it's.
Oh my gosh! I think we've gone past 12 to 10.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got
a
so much
10-year-old would not have such a beautiful lighting that I do with my
Elijah,
contrasting
we all
colors.
know that you at 6 would have had this beautiful lighting.
Okay,
I feel like I'm at a concert, and this is like instead of a lighter, This is what I've.
BioWar starts playing. He's
No, it
just
needs to be more. It needs to be like more soulful and slow.
Goodbye, Godzilla.
Goodbye now, Godzilla. That's what you no. That's what
That's
you
it.
need next year at G-Fest for Kaiju Confessions. You get
I'm
to
gonna
the
do
end.
this lighting from now on. This is beautiful. I'm
Goodbye
doing
now,
this.
Godzilla.
Well,
Okay.
speaking of lighting and Godzilla and all of this, I think now is as good of a time as any to transition into our comics and video games, because I'm lit like a video game.
It's true.
Unfortunately, there is no video game news and there is no comic book news.
Not
But we do
quite. Yeah.
we do have two pieces of book news. The first one's kind of depressing. Ultraman, the official novelization, has been canceled by the publisher. It will
Boo.
not be coming out now.
Boo.
We don't
And
know why.
we don't know why, but it is no longer happening. And Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire making of book, has been announced. It will be 156 pages, full of concept art, and it releases March 15th, 2024.
Which I think is
guarantee you-
right before the movie.
I think it's the week before. I guarantee you that the movie is not going to have nearly as good of lighting as this, and it's not going to have a Godzilla looking as.
And you people
That's-
get
that's
mad at
what's-
me for taking shots at Cleopatra and Skull Island. His I can't say it on stream, but his hate appendage for the
Oh, can
for
we-
Adam
oh,
Wingard
come
in this
on.
movie.
My
Come
hate
on.
boner for Godzilla versus
Oh,
Kong is so
okay.
large that there is nothing.
See,
Moving
I
on.
want the squeaky hammer. I was trying.
You tried. That squeaky hammer was not for you, Marchand. For once. Yeah. Wait. What, says Robert?
I
And
only got the
boo.
squeaky hammer once at G. No, I didn't get the squeaky hammer at G Fest. Michael did.
You did. So yes, I'm seeing some disappointment in the chat. Yeah, the Ultraman book was yoinked from release. It's not coming out anymore. And maybe something will change, but I doubt it at this point.
I
It
would
looks like
really
it's
like to know why.
I want to know why too. Because I mean, this might come as a shock to people, but I have kind of a thing for Godzilla and kaiju related novelizations. I know, weird.
Really?
Really? Yeah, it's shocking.
Huh?
We're all turning into Tim Allen now. Yeah, but it's not there anymore, which is such a bummer. And yeah, I mean that's all I got to have to say about that. I would have loved to have known what that book looked like. Was it chapter by chapter, a different episode? How many episodes were covered in the book? Was it episodes like 1, like 2?
Okay, we need
7,
to
9?
address this. Robert wants to know where we got this because he says it's still on Amazon. This was from the solicitations
Mhm.
for that. I'm trying to remember who it was.
It
was it
was
Diamond?
Luke showed us a
Well, yeah,
email
Luke
that-
Giaconetti. Yeah,
that,
Luke Giaconetti of Earth
that-
Destruction Director of that podcast. He saw that it had been removed from the solicitations that he sees in comic books.
It was through Diamond. Diamond.
Yeah, Diamond, that's what
sent
it
him
was,
an
yeah.
email and said that the book was canceled from his order because the project was canceled by the publisher, which typically means that it is never happening. It is over. It is dead. It is done.
Yeah,
Which is such a bummer.
So apparently Amazon hasn't gotten that memo, and according to Gamera Sith, I guess this is all because of Shocker and Golgum.
No comment. I think that says it all.
Well, then someone tell Common Writer to go deal with this. Do a writer kick the right people so we can get this book back.
Seriously. I wonder if it was even written. It has to have been written if it was coming out in the next couple of months, right? It has to have been.
Well, I mean, that means you may as well add it to, well, it's right up there with, what is it, Godzilla and the Lost Continent?
Yeah, throw it on the
fifth
pile.
Saraceni book that was actually written
was
but can't be
done.
published.
It
How
was
funny
done.
would it be? Just here's some musing since we're mourning the loss of this book. How crazy would it be if Toho let Random House have the Godzilla license again? They're like, hey, do we still have that book in storage?
It's out there
So
somewhere.
20 years later, it finally gets published. Almost 30 years
I mean,
later.
the weirder things have happened in this this franchise, but I don't know. I don't know, but
Maybe John should make a book about unmade books.
Hey John, if you don't, I will.
The book of unmade books.
A book of unmade book about. I like books about books. I'm reading a book about books right now. Actually, I am. It's good. And then the other chunk of news.
And then
about
watch your book about unmade books will get unmade.
God, we'll see. The Godzilla X Kong book. I have all the MonsterVerse art books. I will obviously be picking this.
Oh, here's some more comic news for us. According to Robert,
possibly
there's talk about the Marvel Ultraman crossover getting delayed. I
Hmm.
would guess it might be because of all the strikes going on in Hollywood. Keep in mind, Marvel is owned by Disney, a massive media conglomerate. So it's not like other comic book companies, like, well, the smaller comic book companies who can just do what they want because they're not part of that machine.
I don't know enough about the
I don't know. I'd have to look into that.
The quote unquote politics of all of it. I don't know enough about that.
Also, Gamera Sith and happier news: Disco G coming soon.
Burn, baby, burn.
That is okay, Elijah. That is hashtag new profile pic.
Right there. That's it. That's it right there.
Like you just kind of looking over it a little bit with that figure. You guys are making me jealous that I didn't get this.
That's the only reason we bought it.
I'm sure it is, you jerks.
So that's the last piece of the news. That's the last piece of the news, which means I mean, is there Elijah potentially, maybe, perhaps a reason to play some other sound here?
Are you wanting to know the age-old question of
what's in the mail today? What's in the mail today?
Oh, we're getting it.
Oh, we got a twofer for this one too. There's something weirdly disconcerting, and we almost got a third. There's something weirdly disconcerting about Bloodmouth Godzilla bobbing his head, especially when he's disembodied.
You know what I should do? Elijah, help me out. The Indonesian creature that's just the head with the guts hanging out of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
What's the name? Mystics in Bali. Anybody ever see Mystics in Bali? This is the disembodied head, ghost head of Godzilla. That
either that or we need song lyrics to be appearing at the bottom of the screen and it bounces when you're supposed to say them. Remember when videos like that were popular?
To tomatoes. Okay, guess not. Did I just unlock a core memory? I think I might have.
I was a little too old for VeggieTales when it started, but I did see a lot of it because kids or younger siblings or college friends I had who found it entertaining. It's just.
Do we actually have anything in the mailbag?
It's a layek.
We do not. Unfortunately, there is no mailbag for today.
There's no mailbag? A layak. That's the name of the creature.
That's what I was going to say. Of course, Robert would know these.
He's on it. I should have guessed that he'd know. So no mailbag. That's
Send
also
us mail.
That's also a good profile pic. Right there. Yeah, that's it. Hold it there. Perfect. Perfect. Now give me nerdy. Can you do nerd? Oh, perfect. All right. Hold it still. Okay. All right. Now, can you wink? Can you wink for me?
I mean, we can only see one of his eyes anyway. I was going to say, now he looks like he's taking a nap.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we ain't got no mail in the mailbag.
So send us mail.
That's right. Anybody in the comments have a question they'd like us to answer, or a thought on some of the news that we've covered today, or I don't know. If Elijah was gonna start a disco make a disco album, what should he call it?
Disco G.
Disco G.
Disco G and the Zilas.
Yeah, and the
Disco G and the Zilas.
The Zila. It's not Zillas, it's Zilas.
Zila. That way you can avoid copyright infringement. So it's Zila. It's Zeelas. The Zilas.
Yeah. So if I was going to be in a 60s surf rock band, it would be called Nick Adams and the P1s. That's my that's mine.
You keep that up, they're going to show up on the film vault. They will be canonized.
I'm fine with that. Also, I suggested them to you a year ago, and I'm shocked.
Did you? I forgot.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't been
Nick Adams,
canonized yet.
Nick Adams, and the P1s.
What you've got to do, you have to have the British invasion come to the island. That's what you've got to do.
Oh yeah. When we do an episode, when we do one of those episodes where all the characters go to visit Britain, someone
There
can
you
just
go.
name drop the band.
They're having a Nick Adams and the P1 concert down at the some sort of British location. I don't know. The Speeps.
The
The
Speeps.
Speeps. Okay, that's yes. Is that
Speeps?
like the Pips and the Pips? Elijah Thomas and the Speeps. Yes, that's it.
Oh, great! The Oscar is catching up on the old comments. It's Gorgon time needs to be made in shirt form.
Can we please do that? Calling all artists. Like T-shirts.
I can have someone make it, but it will just be the text.
Oh, that's fun.
It's Gorgon time. No one will get it.
Robert needs to get residuals for that though. That's great.
Yes. Quite. Actually, have him design the shirt. Make funny Gorgo. It's like it's Gorgon time.
I don't know what Elijah's doing, but the framing is excellent, and yeah, that's
what Megalon auditions for the Beatles.
Megalon audition. Yes, Megalon sounds like Ringo Starr confirmed. That's it.
It's like I just got sent up here by the Seatopia.
Oh yeah, the Seatopians.
The Seatopians.
Yeah. I remember when remember when Megalon used to narrate Thomas the Tank Engine? That was my favorite.
Remember when because Megalon got released on St. Patrick's Day, so I made that joke about Megalon.
I think Elijah's stuck voguing. Can you tap him on the head? Maybe shake his side of the camera a little bit. Get him to.
Oh wait, this way. Yeah.
Hey, Elijah, speak to me. Right in the forehead.
Hi.
You were doing the thing again.
There's a glitch in my.
Oh my gosh,
programming.
Robert! Oh my gosh!
$1 gorgillion. You're gonna make $1 gorgillion. I would like to see that. That would be amazing.
$1 gorgillion.
Yeah, Robert and the double crossing Finks. There you go.
The double crossing Finks. I love it. That's outstanding.
Oh my
that
gosh.
is so good.
Since we have no mail, this has devolved into pointless reference jokes and puns. You're welcome.
It's true.
Well, it sounds like that means it's time for the jokes and the most noblest of podcasting traditions, which is the one and only. What is it, Danny? No, shut up, Danny.
All right. Shameless self-promotion. There it is. That's my inner Gary Owens coming out there. So who wants to shamelessly self-promote first? Elijah, why don't you start us off? Elijah, speak to me, boy.
He's too heavy. He's having too much fun making his album covers.
Okay.
Here.
Yes. Okay. Well,
I'm good. All
right. Okay.
I'm good. I'm great. I'm feeling all right, baby. I'm having the best night of my life.
He's having the greatest night of his life.
Every stream.
That's my joke. Anyways,
I was
hi
trying to
everybody.
get you started.
Hello everybody. I'm trying really hard not to move my head right now because I'm loving this. So, hi. My name is Elijah. I am the host of this disaster. I am the production manager and the head of the video department of Kaiju Ramen Media, and this is probably going to get me fired, but it is what it is. I also host a podcast of my own called known as Kaiju Conversation, a podcast diving into the wide world of tokusatsu. We are currently covering Takashi Yamazaki films in preparation for One Godzilla -1 coming out December 1st of this year. Beyond that, if you want to follow the podcast, you can follow it on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Kaiju_Converse. As for myself, I am a aspiring filmmaker. If it isn't obvious by how much fun I'm having with the framing of my face in this Godzilla, but I have a YouTube channel called ET13 Productions where I just posted my most recent short film, SOS Seek Shelter, which does not have this fine ASF lighting, but I mean, I never say never, am I right? You can follow me on
SOS Seek Shelter 2 now with better lighting.
you
I don't
can
think the lighting could get better. The lighting in that first one was so perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
He'll set the sequel at a dance club.
I've thought about doing a dance club scene in a movie. But anyways, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ET13 Productions. Yeah, that's all I do. Go to kaijuramenmedia.com if you want to see all the lovely stuff we do.
Elijah for Stranger Things season 5.
Gamera Sith is on a roll tonight.
He is. I actually know who it is.
Oh yeah.
Intriguing. But going on, rock, paper, scissors, Danny and Nathan, who wants to go next? Other
Right.
way, Nathan.
Wait,
Other way, Nathan.
Right, no, right. How do we want to position this? Okay.
Just do the thing. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, fart. Oh, wait, I did it.
Oh, you win.
Ah,
Okay, so Danny goes last.
Oh!
Wow.
Hey, we save the best for last. That's how we roll on this podcast.
Oh, okay. Then it's fine. That's fine.
Well, I mean, you also have a lot. You have one very important thing that you need
I
to plug.
do. So it'll take me an extra minute. So Nathan, you have the floor, and now you can say the thing.
Shameless self-promotion. Yeah, you keep denying it. He did the thing.
Yeah.
I hope you like it, guys.
What I sure did. All right,
Yeah,
shamelessly self-promote your face. Do it.
Are you okay, Tommy? Are you okay?
I'm okay, huh? All right, for real. Do it. Let's do it. What do you got going on? What do you do? Tell the nice people.
Too many things. Anyway, so yes, if you enjoy all of my shenanigans on these live streams, do check out the Monster Island Film Vault, the podcast seeking entertainment and enlightenment through tokusatsu. It's 3 parts film analysis and appreciation, 1 part audio drama. This gentleman right here has not only been a guest on it, but he's also played several very entertaining characters, including the world's biggest Matango fan. I'm just saying. Yeah. So definitely give that a listen. We just put out an episode on Godzilla versus Biollante with our friend Kaiju Kim, which in part to promote the project you'll be getting into. I'm wrapping up season 3, which has taken far too long. Hopefully very soon, and we'll get to season 4. So season 3 is Amerikaiju, so it's American Kaiju films. And yes, we're ending it on Jurassic Park, Fight Me. And then we'll be getting to the Monster Island World Tour, which will be Kaiju films from around the world that are not Japan and America. I just recorded one with this guy over here. I can't figure out this guy over here with the epic lighting. We just recorded an episode a few nights ago. And then also check out Henshin Men, which is about the appreciation of Japanese superheroes and their high-flying, high-kicking adventures. I'll be wrapping some things up with that one over the next few months. I'll be recording an episode tomorrow, actually. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the Power Trip, a journey through the Power Rangers franchise. If Michael, if you're still in the chat, he'll yell at me if I don't do it. And so definitely check that one out, especially since we've got theoretically Cosmic Fury coming out soon. We still don't have a release date for that. My guess is that the day before it drops, we'll get a trailer saying that it's dropping, because that's how Netflix rolls.
Probably.
Yeah.
Coming in 3 hours. Wait, what?
Yeah, coming in 3 hours. It would be like what was it was Cloverfield Paradox.
Cloverfield Paradox.
Netflix has reached Cloverfield Paradox levels at this point.
Netflix announces its movies the same way Scott Cawthon announces Five Nights at Freddy's games, where it's like, oh, it's coming out in a day. Okay.
Yeah, basically. And then so you got all of the podcasts right there. You can also listen to me on a couple of shows for Scyther Media, most notably X-Men the audio drama and Power Rangers the audio drama. And you can also check out my author website, nathanjsmarchand.com, and all of the associated socials with that. I wasn't here last week because I was at Gen Con's selling books. I'll probably be doing a blog post about all of that pretty soon on the website there. So I think that's basically everything. So take it away, Danny.
Why, thank you, Steve. Now on to the weather. And there is
Cloudy
no
with
weather.
a chance of meatballs.
Cloudy with a chance of Super 7 figures and very little money in your bank account. Back to you, Steve. Thanks, Ted. Anyway, oh wait, sorry. So, okay, a little bit unhinged there, but I'm back. It's all good. Don't worry. Hi there, everyone. So, and on a more sober note, as I've mentioned on multiple streams before, my big jam and Gamera Sith, I see you there. I will try to donate to Kickstarter this payday. I appreciate that so much, and so does Kim. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a sec. My big jam in the kaiju community is the Godzilla novelization project, which is an ongoing creative endeavor to create full-length novel adaptations and or short story adaptations of all the Japanese Godzilla films, and to share those stories completely free with any fan who would like to read them. If that sounds like your jam, then you can read the Godzilla movies as books right now at GodzillaNovelizationProject.com, where you will find all the books and archived chapter by chapter. They're published serialized, one chapter at a time. As of right now, I'm currently knee-deep in basically redoing an upcoming chapter for a book, and then also working on a new short story for the project that'll be coming soon. In addition to that, you can hear me on this show pretty much every Sunday. I've been on Monster Island Film Vault about 487 times.
I counted.
Yes, I did too. Either co-hosting, playing various characters, or voice acting for various characters, or both, including the Biolante.
Including Violante.
I literally
that was totally unplanned.
had a ad-libbed conversation with myself as me talking to one of my characters.
Yeah, but I never write anything for your character. I think we've just decided nothing will ever be scripted for him. Ever.
No, he couldn't work like that. But yeah, I did an impromptu bit where I was talking right to one of my characters, and then I switched the voices back and forth in real time. And then thanks to Nate's editing skills, he threw a phone filter. That's the word I'm looking for. Over it to sound like one of the character was calling in. So it ended up working out really well. I liked how that sounded. But yeah, I've been all over the place. I've done voice work for Godzilla Unmade. If you haven't listened to those, I haven't talked about that in a hot minute, but the Bride of Godzilla episode where I played Dr. Sheeta, which was
Dr.
cool.
Sheeta, Godzilla.
Dr. Sheeta, and he's talking about Godzilla, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And he likes mermaids a little too much, that kind of but that was not my idea. That's been around since the 50s. Do not judge me. Anyway,
one of these days, Toho just has to up and make Bride of Godzilla, because they've only tried about 300 times.
I will write the book, Toho. If you want to pay me, I will write that book in a heartbeat. I would love to do it. Okay. In addition to all of that stuff, I write for Kaiju Ramen Magazine and Kaiju Ramen Media. You can find a brand new article that I wrote on the one of the articles I mentioned at the top of the show, the one on the Godzilla clones. I wrote that, and that was a lot of fun to do. I hope people. It's a fun little article. I hope people get a kick out of it. Maybe
for issue 10, yeah.
I'm excited for issue 10. It's going to be good.
And by the way, go buy issue 10. Lots of cool stuff in there.
Please do.
Yeah. I'm the one who wrote the symbolism of Ghidorah.
Yep, that was yours. We've got some good stuff in that issue, and I'm, as always, very proud of being associated with it and writing for the magazine and the website. My stuff's on the website. I'm all over the place, but the big thing I have to talk about before we sign off here is a little Kickstarter for a movie called Erica. She's actually not in the stream tonight, but our dear friend, the wonderful.
I'm surprised she isn't.
Yeah, she's I think she was busy tonight, so she's off doing what she needs to be doing. So she is the one, the only Kaiju Kim, and the one and only Kaiju Kim, who we all love so much, has this amazing short film that she has in her head that she is gearing up to make called Erica. It is Godzilla versus Biollante, retold through the eyes of Erica Shiragami after her death. For people who maybe haven't seen Biollante in a while, the Cliff Notes version is that Biollante has a human spirit inside of her, and you see the character die early in the film, and then you find out later that her soul is inside of the plant. And Kim's entire idea with this film was, what does it look like if you're that soul trapped in the rose? What does it feel like to be trapped beyond death as a soul floating through the ether? And then what happens when your body and your soul are corrupted by the introduction of Godzilla cells? How does the soul of Erica feel as she is turned from a rose and twisted into Biollante as the Godzilla cells corrupt her? How does that feel? What are her thoughts? That's what this movie is. It's a short film. It's not feature length. It's a short film, and it's entirely out of the mind of Kaiju Kim, and it's going to be amazing. She has such a vision for this thing. So right now we are kickstarting this project, and I say we because I have been incredibly blessed to be asked to be a part of the team. I am writing the screenplay for this film. I'm kind of co-developing some of the ideas with Kim. My job is basically to take her idea that she has come up with and write it, to make it into to basically help her get her story out of her head. And what a story it is. She has come up with the most ingenious thing, and I'm so happy to be helping her with this. So yeah, I'm going to be writing on this thing. I'm helping out Kim in any way I can. We also have Crazy Godzilla Fan doing the animation. The plan is to have this thing look like Godzilla Singular Point by the time it's done. That's what we're aiming for. We want this thing to look as good as it can. We also have the wonderful and amazing Alyssa Charpentier as the voice of Erica, who is absolutely 200% pitch perfect for the role. There she is right there. Sorry, audio listeners, you're out of luck. But yes, we're looking at the Kickstarter page. This is Alyssa. You just saw pictures of Kim, and then some guy with glasses who, I don't know who that guy is.
Who hangs out with in black and white photos with VHS tapes.
Yes. If you didn't believe me about the VHS tapes, there they are. At least some of them.
Look right there. What's that?
Oh no, don't. I picked that picture on purpose. Don't worry. There's some subliminal messaging going on there. It's Godzilla vs. Biollante on VHS tape in the picture. That guy with the glasses, says Robert. Yes, that guy with the glasses, who has much better hair in that picture than I do now. I was apparently well coiffed for that picture. Whatever. I don't know. But yes, we are currently kickstarting this film. We are about 2 weeks in. We have 47 days left to go. Right now, we're sitting pretty at 40 amazing backers who have parted with their well-earned cash to help us make this film. And we are just $2 away from $3,500. We're at 35% funded on this thing. We have about a month and a half to go, a little over a month and a half to go. We're making steady progress. Backing this thing as of right now will get you some really cool perks. You can back there's a $10 tier, but you can donate for as low as $1. Absolutely. Like if $10 is just too much right now, if $1 is too much right now, that's also fine. I don't want to try to talk anybody into backing something they can't afford, but sharing the link around.
Danny, it's okay to say, shut up and give me your money.
I'm going to let you say that.
No, shut up and give them your money.
Listen here, suckers. This is a holdup.
Fork over the cash.
Don Fry.
Listen, fork over the cash.
Like,
you better back this here Kickstarter, or it's going to get real ugly. Lead right into it.
Whatever. So, I'm asking nicely. I'm asking nicely. If you are able to donate, it would be incredibly remarkably helpful if you would do so, because this thing is not going to get done. The way Kickstarter works, for anybody who doesn't know, and I know a lot of people don't, a few people have asked, is when you pledge your money, you don't get your card is not charged until the end of the campaign. And the only way the cards are charged is if we hit the goal. If on the last day this campaign ends and we have $9,999, we don't get any of it. So the cards are only charged A, at the end of the campaign, and B, if the campaign is successful. So as of right now, there's no immediate cash obligation to back it. You won't get charged if the campaign's successful. You won't get charged for another 47 days. So that gives people time to save up. So I've definitely been making a point to tell people that because a lot of people think that Kickstarter is like, it takes your money immediately. It actually does not. It does not. But yes, we're about 35% funded. As of right now, Kickstarter perks include things like a copy of the script, a copy of the amazing poster art by artist Tanner Wright. That's the picture for people in the stream. That's the picture you're seeing right now. He drew that. It's a beautiful piece. You could have it on your wall, which is awesome. We are also giving out producer and or associate producer credits. And there's a live stream Q&A that we're planning for this thing. And we have a couple of other Kickstarter perks that are in the works. Perks in the works. It rhymes and it's awesome. And it's going on behind the scenes right now. We can't announce anything quite yet, but we're hoping to spice things up a little bit with maybe a couple of other cool incentives for people to jump on. But as of right now, if this sounds like a project that you are into, if you're somebody who, like me, adores Kim to death and wants to support her in this endeavor, at the very least, share the length. Share the length. I'm tired. Share the link. There we go. Share the link. I can English good, I promise. And yes, at the very least, share the link. And at most, your donation or your pledge is very, very much appreciated. Because like I said before, as of right now, that $3,498, we don't get that. We only get it if we cross our final goal of $10,000. And if we do, then Kim makes this film. And she gets to make it for all of you free, by the way. And not just because I'm excited to write for it, I legitimately want this film to come out. I want Kim to be able to tell her story, and I want all of you to be able to hear the story she wants to tell, because it's been stuck in her head for 2 years, and it deserves to be set free. So thank you all if you've donated already, thank you. If you're considering it, thank you. If you're sharing the link, thank you. We have a busy 47 days left to go to make sure this thing crosses the finish line, and we need your help to do it. And I am rambling, so I am done now.
And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. So just to remind everybody, please go check out kaijuramenmedia.com to check out issues 1 through 9 available on PDF, digital versions. And I believe we have 4 copies of issue 9 left on physical. So if you haven't already, definitely order issue 9 on physical. There's only 4 copies remaining. Quantities are limited, and as mentioned at the top of the show, wait and watch, as next week we will be posting the pre-order links for Kaiju Ramen Magazine issue 10, featuring Godzilla's greatest foes. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Go support Henshinmen, go support Power Trip, go support Kaiju Ramen Media on YouTube, and go support Kaiju Ramen Media on Instagram and Twitter at kaiju_ramen as well. So thank you guys to everybody who hopped in the chat here and interacted with us and got to be here and deal with our insanity. Thanks to everybody who has been listening to this and trying to understand what's been going on for this stream. And with that, there's one last thing to say. And Danny, would you like to have the honors?
I think so. All of you out there, you need to do your part too. Drum roll, please. Help control the giant monster population. Please have your tiny Art Adams spayed or neutered at the veterinary clinic and or artistic institution of your choice.
That was not what I was expecting.
No,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Sorry, Art. We love you.